It's Monday. You know what that means. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Nah, I'm kidding. Of course, it's time for the one, the only, the original, the unsurpassed, but copied often, toxic femininity. Your source for the feminine perspective on fandom. That's right. We have some real nerd ladies here, folks. And I'm sure we have some real nerds in the chat. Y'all are a bunch of fucking nerds.
Yep. We love nerds here.
Nerds, especially
so good, Tom.
Especially the red ones and the yellow ones. Those are my favorite because it's strawberry and lemon. The grape ones are good too.
The lemonade.
Oh, you're talking about people. I thought you were talking about candy. See,
yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I caught on in a second. I was like,
so candy takes priority over other shit usually.
Sure.
So yeah.
I never liked nerds.
Really?
Is that weird?
I always
Yeah.
like nerds. They're just sugar.
They're delicious.
Yeah, I
They're
never
the
got
best
into it.
sugar hit ever.
Yeah.
I know.
They're just clumps of sugar.
Yeah.
I know it's weird because I was never like even I have a huge sweet tooth, but I've never been like into like this really sweet candies. I've always been like into
nerds,
just
sweet tarts, that Wonka stuff. That's like my jam.
Pixie sticks.
Yes.
Oh,
please.
Oh, I used to hustle pixie sticks.
Right?
That's pixie sticks.
Especially those big ass ones. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And what is this crap
yeah.
with them making them so short anymore? Like, when's the last time you seen a real pixie stick?
I haven't seen one in years.
Dylan's Candy Bar. Sometimes they have them.
Where?
Dylan's Candy Bar.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah, Dylan's Candy Bar with all the candy.
They don't. It's surprisingly they don't have them in Mexico, which is really surprising because they're like obsessed with sugar down here. I haven't seen any. By the way, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back to the one, the only.
Heck out of you.
Who's a star tonight? Look at all the stars.
Thank you. It's so good to be back on the show, guys. I missed you so much.
You look beautiful, and I love your earrings.
Yes,
they are gorgeous.
It's like you got ear capes.
Yeah, they're like
No capes.
Doctor Strange capes, but like with
but these capes do something. So
okay. Yeah, they're bling bling. They're pretty.
That's right.
And also tonight, the one, the only Nina Infinity. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, you guys. I'm excited to talk to you about probably one of the shittiest Marvel movies I've seen in a while, but I'm really excited to be here as always Monday nights. It's amazing, Tom. It's really good to see you too. And also before we get into it, after this show, you guys, you want to definitely check out Andre's video on Doctor Strange and the one on the Northman because I didn't get my notifications for these videos.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I didn't even know they were out until today. So I watched them today before the show. But everybody check those out.
And we did a Bill Murray one in between there too. I guess you guys probably missed.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, they're trying to cancel Bill.
I know. I got to catch up on this. You guys broke that news for me, anyways, on the culture stream that night, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, not a lot of people are covering it. We didn't exactly break the news per se, but we probably got one of the most extensive reports on it out there because all the other reports are kind of one-sided in the media, and we've kind of put everything together, and it's all in one place. And yeah, it's just odd because we've had 3 cancellations here in the last couple of weeks. I think this is part of the final read because these 3 cancellations, I have the hardest time in the world understanding. Outside, I mean, Bill, yeah, he can be a dickhole. I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you kind of understand what you're getting into.
Difficult to work with in Hollywood.
But Fred fucking Savage?
That's the one that stunned me.
I didn't hear about this
Fred
at all.
Savage
I don't know what's
of
going
the
on.
Wonder Years, Disney said,
I don't know the specifics, but evidently inappropriate behavior is the new term they like to use.
He's been Me Too?
Yes, and Frank Langella.
What?
90-some-year-old Frank Langella. Exactly. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Wait, who's that guy?
Frank
Frank
Langella,
Langella?
he's a classic actor.
Yeah, classic
Been in
character
tons of stuff.
actor. I can't even
I'm
put
just
my
bad with names,
finger on
guys. I'm
exactly, but
In
he's
our
been in a lot of
crew,
stuff.
he's mostly well known as he played Skeletor in Masters of the Universe movie. in
Yeah,
87.
he had a great
Oh.
body too in
Yes,
it.
he did.
He played Dracula in the early 80s.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
oh,
right.
that guy. See,
Mhm.
I know him. I just googled him.
You know
Oh
what?
my god.
This quote unquote inappropriate behavior.
Inappropriate
it's like,
behavior,
define
yeah.
what that is. You know, they won't do it.
Well, like with Bill, they couldn't. Keke Palmer took to Instagram, I think it was, to blast Bill without saying his name. And at no point did she say anything about anything racist or sexually oriented.
See, that's
it was
a
all
bitch.
about professionalism.
See, that's a bitch move.
And
It really
Bill's
is.
side of the story was he said something juvenile. And now they're at a point where there's a disagreement. Yeah, he's
people who
like
are
in
like
his
me.
80s.
Yeah, and don't know who he is.
Well, that's for somebody in his 80s.
That's just ridiculous, man.
It is, but this is exactly the type of world that you're living in, where if you're, at work, if you do go back to,
Yeah.
work,
And
or they
this is the
see you on
stupidity.
screen and are just
Mhm.
like, oh, you look nice today. Please don't tell HR.
No, this is true. Hungry Hippo's
No.
right. This is what happened with Frank. The co-star was upset when he touched her leg in a way that was not dictated by the intimacy coach advisor. They were
Oh,
doing a
God.
love scene, mind you.
I'm sorry.
What?
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely freaking ridiculous.
This shit's getting so out of hand. And it's, you know what's so crazy is like, it's the Me Too movement is kind of like coming, like crashing down with the Amber Heard trial. And then,
Yes.
and
yeah.
at the same time, we're getting this stuff coming out. It's like, who's
Well, we've had
believing
the-
any of this?
We've
Like,
had the
this is
perfect storm of
crazy.
events. You had the Disney situation in Florida.
Yep,
You had Dave Chappelle.
getting attacked.
And then
Mhm.
prior to that, you had Will Smith. So that whole thing kind of going on in the meantime. And then we have these 3 cancellations trying to go down. It's like, how in the hell can you even try to cancel Fred Savage? I have a hard time believing Fred did anything bad.
Well, Disney's done stupid crap and continues.
What
to
I
do
heard, the rumor was, I
stupid
guess
crap.
he asked somebody out or something like that. I don't even know if that's true.
He
So you
asked
can't even
someone out?
Out anymore.
That
You
is
cannot-
not.
not on a date now.
God, no.
What the fuck?
No, that's
No, you.
freaking
Hey guys, you
stupid.
can ask me out. Okay, so don't worry. Like,
Dude, this is
Don't
why
forget-
Henry Cavill was like, I don't talk to chicks. Like,
Yep.
this
That's why
is
Keanu
why.
Reeves won't touch anybody during a picture either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
all the
You
women
ever
are
see
not
any
like
pictures
that.
with him? Yeah.
Yeah. So now you ruined it for those of us who know how to act and can
That's
take a
right.
joke.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh,
Chavez.
this makes me upset.
Well, and when it comes to Bill Murray, I'm sorry, it's Bill fucking Murray. You laugh at the joke. I don't care how racist, sexist, juvenile it is, and you move on.
Well, and also like
It's like-
everyone and their mom, like even if you're not into like the Hollywood thing, like before I started my YouTube channel, everyone knows Bill Murray is difficult to work with in Hollywood. It's like very famous that he's not like the nicest guy on set. And he'll like tell you off. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's Bill Murray though. You
It's
know,
crazy.
you get your name starred in a freaking movie with Bill
Exactly.
Murray.
Exactly. Just to get back to the other thing, even when
Yeah.
they do screw up and say something stupid or sexist or racist, it's just like I'm gonna correct you and then move the heck on.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
But it's
That's
Bill
it.
fucking Murray. It's probably funny either way.
Either way,
Considering
I
he
don't
said it's juvenile, I think it was
care.
Toxic Man
I
Flu.
don't care who the heck it is.
You know who
You
Toxic
just
Man Flu is,
correct it
right,
and
guys?
go on.
Toxic
Yeah.
Man
Yeah, I know
Flu.
Toxic
I
Man
think
Flu is.
he's right when he said this is probably what happened. He said, because I believe this was during a rehearsal, if I remember correctly, from our reporting.
Mm.
And chances are it was the first time they had met, and he was probably introduced to her.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh, Keke Palmer, I'm very familiar with your sister, Rosie." That was probably the fucking joke.
That I
I'm
don't get
willing
it.
to
I
bet.
don't get it at all.
You don't know
Like,
what Rosie Palmer is? It's an
No.
old jerk off joke. It's
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. You say, "Oh, you got a date tonight with Rosie Palmer."
it's just
okay,
like,
now I got it.
yeah, okay.
It went
come on,
way
all
over
right.
my head for
So
a
that's
second.
where I'm saying it's juvenile, but yet it's not towards her in a sexual way because it's, you know what I mean? To where it's,
I'm
I
at a
have a
point,
feeling that he's
Tom-
probably right. I
Dude,
think that's it.
Tom, I'm at a point where I'm like, everybody just needs to get the fuck over themselves. Like, unless you're getting groped, like literally, like men are coming up to you and like cupping your boobs or like, spanking your ass or like whatever. Just get over
No,
yourself.
Bill Murray
and
will
move
make you
on.
fucking cry, but he ain't gonna grab your ass.
Sex jokes, honestly. I think we need more sex jokes. That's
Well, here's the thing.
The old men part where the guy does all the things about, packing the salami and, do you want a little whatever in you? Like that whole scenario, we need more of that.
Yeah, we do. We need more jokes in general.
You need more jokes, but if it's not for
came out,
you just tell them it's not for you and you move on.
Did you guys finally hear what Bill said on the set of Charlie's Angels? That supposedly leaked out.
No.
Because that whole fight that went down between him and Lucy Liu and why the other girls backed her up, I guess what happened is they were in the middle of a scene and he got pissed and he goes, you can't act, and then points at Lucy Liu and says, I don't even know why the fuck you're here.
Ouch. Well, she's pretty.
But see, Lucy's known to be fucking difficult as well.
That's actually
so, and that's the thing is Bill's known to if he doesn't think you're giving it his all, giving it your all, he will let you know. I've heard this many times. He'll call your ass out. He's like, you're not doing it right.
And so he should. I mean, at that point, especially like, nowadays, Bill Murray, like you have enough acting chops and respect gained through your years of acting in Hollywood to have a fucking point. Like, just take constructive criticism and move on with your life. And if you can't, then you get out of the business, because that's why it's called show business. Okay.
It's not for the faint of heart. And if you can't roll with the punches, then you just need to go. That's it.
It reminds me of Ray Fisher. Yeah. Sorry.
Honestly, it's the same way with YouTube, because there's a lot of times that, you'll go on shows or whatever, and certain people won't vibe with you or whatever it is. And you'll get a lot of comments in the chat or whatever, like you'll get hate, whatever. It's not really for the faint of heart. So if you can't handle it, then you get out of the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's with everything.
Yeah, and when you're making a multi-million-dollar production and Bill Murray's one of the stars, the reason it's a multi-million-dollar production is because Bill Murray's one of the stars. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure because it sounds like he's more than willing to work with her. She's the one who sounds like she's not willing to work with him. And since she's a black woman, they can't fire her right now. Because you and I and everybody here on this panel knows if this was 5 years ago, we wouldn't even have heard about this. Kiki would have been out the door quicker than shit. Because she's just whining about Bill Murray.
Like, pre-me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like I said,
the only other thing
it's unprofessional.
The only other thing I can think is, because she was griping about professionalism on Instagram, which is one of the most unprofessional things I can think of, is blasting one of your coworkers on the internet.
Yep.
So in that process, she's blasting his professionalism. So if it wasn't a joke like that, then it was clearly he was just late, obnoxious, what have you. And she was pissy because it's Bill Murray and he can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you pay your dues like that in Hollywood, you can do stuff like that.
Speaking of paying your dues, we got some super stickers and chats and whatnot. Knight of Snoke sent in $1, but I believe he had a question for us. He says this right here, if somebody wants to read it.
Sure, I will. After I read it, you got to introduce me because you kind of skipped over me there, Tom.
Oh, shit, I did, didn't I? Miss Lorena Creole, the one, the only.
No worries. We just
with
got
Jason Momoa back there,
talking
looking all
riff there, looking great. Another day in corporate America. Glad to be here, hanging out.
Speaking of getting blasted, he's another man out there getting blasted right now. Did you see that business?
No,
he's getting blasted for doing Lisa Bonet wrong.
Ooh, I like this.
What? No, I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, I seen a couple of write-ups in the.
Ooh, new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I saw was the stuff I sent you, Lorena, where he's on the set of Fast 10 or whatever. Yeah,
I wish I could have been his assistant, rubbing his shoulders and everything. But no, I had not heard the more dish.
Yeah, I'll have to, if I come across them again, I'll send them to you.
You need to get a Twitter so you can be on these DMs. I send spicy pictures to people all the time.
She
All
don't
right.
spend nothing spicy to me.
It's delicious.
Oh
have
wait,
to
Tom, I'll
tell
send you
everybody.
one of
Chili?
Scarlett
You
Johansson's
can make yours
nipples.
private, so you know.
I can handle that too. I thought, you said spicy, so I was thinking chili, tacos.
Oh, okay.
But
No, I'm
boobs
talking
work.
about the real
Little more
kind of
But
spice.
yes,
Spice.
I'm so sorry. The one, the only
Wow.
Miss Lorena Creole, who keeps me in line, as you see here. Thank you for being here as always tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you can go ahead and read Knight of Snoke's question here.
Let's see. Knight of Snoke says, Midnight's Edge. Can you verify if the rumors are true that the WB reboot, I think called Discovery, is going to remove all the DC TV shows? Furthermore, why do they want them removed? The rumor is true.
Now, there's been a couple of cancellations, but it's not a real big secret that the shows on the WB or the WB shows that are on the CW lose money. So my guess is whatever ones that actually still have a decent following and were worth a crap will get moved over to HBO Max, and the rest will just get shit canned, like Batwoman and the Legends of Tomorrow or whatever it was called. But there could be ulterior
shit cans, and thank God.
There could be ulterior motives to those two specifically getting canned, though, because this is the last year for Flash as well. I think because they do have some movement on J.J. Abrams' Constantine, and Constantine is one of the players in the Legends of Tomorrow. And then we got Batgirl coming out, and Batwoman's kind of similar. So I wonder if they're killing those two shows because of those two properties coming. That could very well be. And I think they might be, because going forward, I think Zaslav's going to try and avoid as much confusion as it is, because we're already going to have 3 Batmen going forward for a bit here. So, I mean, that's active Batman, right? Because we got Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Pattinson.
Wait, is Ben Affleck still active?
Technically, yes. Until he's out of the picture, he's technically an active Batman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he is in Flashpoint.
Oh, I didn't know he was in Flashpoint. Okay.
We get to see his fate in Flashpoint, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, and then that's even if the rumors I heard are true, that's even kind of left open too. So,
well, we're going to talk a little about that later, because there's been some discussions on that.
The Knight of Snoke sent in another $1, and I'm assuming he had another question here. Nina, if you want to go ahead and grab that one.
Thanks for the $1. Saying Midnight's Edge, who should main the? I guess.
Should be the main antagonist.
Oh, should be the main antagonist to Joker and Joker 2. I'd like it to be the Riddler, maybe even played by Paul Dango again. Mad Hatter, Scarecrow, that kind of villain. Thanks.
I don't think Joker is going to cross over with anything. I think they're going to keep the Joker franchise to itself. I personally have no idea what's going on. I just know it's moving forward.
I know it sounds weird, but I want to see villains we've never seen before. Like, can we get a Brainiac or something different that we've never seen? I don't want to see another Scarecrow or Mad Hatter. Like, I want to see people we've never seen, or Two-Face,
Well,
like
we've never really got Mad Hatter much, just in cartoon and...
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Mad Hatter, like, you can do, but Scarecrow, Two-Face...
Two-Face, I'd like to see.
Yeah, again,
a decent one.
I would. Yes, a decent one.
I would like. Had two that were kind of. You had the crazy ass version with.
I didn't like either.
And the little too serious version with what's his face and
I like that one.
That dude.
I like him a lot.
He's got to have two sides to him though, and I think that's the problem. Is once what's his face? What's his name? The actor in Dark Knight. I can't remember either. The guy who was in Thank You for Smoking. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm blanking on this.
But yeah, once he turned to Two-Face, he just got too serious, and he didn't have the both sides. I mean, he did the coin flip stuff, but thank you. And yeah, he just didn't play up. See, that was one thing. Even though Tommy Lee Jones was playing it a bit chaotic, now if he had a dark side and then a normal side, that's what Two-Face is supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I really liked Aaron Eckhart's though.
He was good, but
like Aaron Eckhart.
He was
yeah,
he's right. He was good to look at, but I was just like,
but
he's not Two-Face I want.
He's also been known to be a complete dick on set, and I actually have like firsthand thing.
Might be why he doesn't act so much anymore.
my husband was actually like an extra on the movie. I think it was Paycheck or one of those the Aaron Eckhart movies like years ago in Vancouver. And he said he told me like from firsthand experience that Aaron Eckhart's a total dick, and people hate him a lot.
Well,
yeah,
interesting.
This is a puppy.
Actors like that.
It's a little
Save
farting
me the
hearts.
trouble of
Happy.
copy and pasting. We already did it.
Yes, I did it.
Farting hearts.
Farting hearts. Thank
Just
you,
like
Nicholas
sweet tarts.
Horton.
Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Nicholas.
And then what do we got next? We got Mikey.
Mexican Iron Man.
Big one for Lorena.
But I don't think did.
No, hasn't gone.
Oh, that's right.
Yet.
Tom, you're totally off
I am
tonight.
off tonight, you guys. I'm just trying to get through this opening for you guys so you can get right to the topics. I'm out of whack today. Don't mind me. I've been
That's
rush
okay.
all day long.
It's almost fun to see how many mistakes you'll make. That's kind of
I'm sure I'll make a few more.
Well,
I already got a kid, so.
Mexican Iron Man, Mike, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You know, we love you so much. Let's see what happened when I say this. Okay, ladies, you're all smoking hot. Sizzle. Giggity. Nina, since you're married, you and I will just fight.
wanna fight?
Midnight
Wanna fight?
Our department. Ha!
That means I'm getting canceled, and I created that for you, Mike. You're the reason we need it. You're the ladies, man.
Mike, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
I'll
such
fight
a
you any
flirt.
day, Mike. You want to
You want to
fight?
fight?
Want to fight?
He is such a flirt. Now it's Lorena Lugnuts with
Hey,
$5.
Thank you, Lugnut6 for $5. Thank you
Hey,
so
Lugnuts.
very much, my dear. To 3 of the most beautiful, sensual, dynamite, celestial diamond queens, Lorena and Nina, who light my heart up
Aw.
and make it sing.
Aw.
And to Sir Tom, rock on. I can't do it like Mark.
How you doing?
It's like,
Aw. Lug nuts.
thank
You have
you,
a
my
way
dear.
of words, man.
He
That's
sure
so
does. He
sweet.
sure does.
And then Mr. Tickle Trunk with a toonie says, chat, hit that like button for the gorgeous ladies. And yes, please do. And share the stream, everybody.
Yes,
Thank
please
you.
share that out.
Yes, because
Please.
Lord knows YouTube doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Then we got another $1 from Lord of Snoke, who
Oh.
looks like he has another question here. I believe this would be Arun's turn, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, Knight of Snoke. Midnight's Edge. Tom, where you hear Flash season 9 is in their final season, I keep up with that show and its news. I have not heard of it being the last, just that it might be the last.
Well, I don't know for a fact, but I know it's true. Let's say you got a situation here where they had planned for a full season. The star said, I don't want to do a full season. He signed on for 2/3
Grant
of a
Gustin said he
season.
didn't want to do a full season.
Yep, and when they were going to continue to do a few episodes without him, and then they're like, yeah, let's not. So they cut down the season to the exact amount of episodes he has. And my guess is, unless they pay him some kind of money, they're not willing to pay him for another season. I just don't see us having a Flash show where there isn't a Flash, unless they
No.
really try to push what's her face into the front or something. And I just
whatever. Not Wally West. What
no,
was
but her
name
sister,
again?
yeah.
I don't remember.
You know who I'm talking about, though,
Yeah.
yeah. And at this point, I think the show's run its course. 9 seasons is plenty.
Oh, it should have been over like
Yeah,
4
or 5 seasons ago.
Yeah, like
but yeah, again, I don't know for a fact, but I'm willing to bet this is going to be the last season.
Yeah, from your mouth to God's ears.
Well, most of the shows have ended now because like Arrow's gone.
Arrow's gone. Yeah.
What else is even left? Supergirl and
nothing.
Superman and Lois and
No, I think Supergirl's that
Supergirl
got
ended too?
canceled. Yeah.
yeah. See, so
That woman's canceled.
Yeah.
They just canceled Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just basically Flash left. I think. Well, Lois and
Superman and Lois,
Yeah,
which I am
Superman and
so watching. The only thing.
Yeah,
I'm
and
watching.
that show can land anywhere. That's the thing. They're trying to sell the CW on top of it all.
Yeah.
They're just trying to unload it because it's costing them too much money.
Yeah.
They're not making enough in advertising to cover the costs.
Somebody just said Sidekicks. I've never even heard of this show.
Oh, wow. News to me. I've never even heard about it.
Never even heard of
Is
this.
that a joke?
Stargirl, is that still going? I don't even know if that one is.
I'd never heard of that.
Didn't they cancel that Lightning guy show too right away?
Black Lightning?
Black Lightning? Yeah, Black Lightning.
Yeah, that just had its fourth and final season. So that one was going out anyway.
See, and that's why I say I think they're all kind of ending. So that's why I'm pretty sure this is the final season for Flash too, as well.
Naomi. That's
the other one that's going, but I don't see that lasting much longer.
No. If you want to check out the Naomi reviews, though, you can check it out on As Heel versus Babyface channel. He does it with Jane Theory, and they have a good time.
Yeah. Well, not only they're trying to unload the CW right now, I've heard they're trying to get rid of TNT and TBS as well.
Really?
Yeah, because they're just they already quit doing scripted content for TBS altogether, which I don't think they really had much anyway. But it's just gotten to a point where they're not making the money they're worth to have anymore compared to streaming. So, and all TBS and TNT really have is sports.
They've come a long way from when they used to like have Gossip Girl on the CW. Like that was like peak.
Well,
CW
the superhero shows kind of came in and they cost too much compared to stuff like Gossip Girl, right? Because you can make Gossip Girl for $1 and a donut.
Right. That SFX budget.
It's true. That's true. You're right.
Let's see. Ian Carrolls. I hope I said that right. For $9.99. Thank you so very much, my dear, for that generous super chat. Kind of off topic. You guys should check out Keating and Trenier interviewing Rick Berman on their podcast Shuttle Pod 1. Really?
Oh, really?
I check that out.
Stuff. I love Trenier. At least I think that's who he's talking about. It sounds very interesting. I'll check it out, Ian.
Yeah,
I think I've heard R&B talking about them before. The names sound familiar. And it has to do with Rick Berman.
Exactly.
Says, thoughts on I'm going to say this wrong. Cutie Gatwa.
I think it's pronounced Shooty.
Shooty Gatwa is new Doctor Who. I'm done.
I don't know who he is.
He's from some show called like, what was it? It's on Netflix. Lovin' something.
It's some comedy, right?
Yeah. I never seen him though.
Right. I don't watch Doctor Who. I'm gonna start watching Doctor Who, but the doctors that Doctor Who fans have recommended that I watch. So as for the new one, I don't know what they brought back the original showrunner.
They did.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not interested in watching this guy because after the murder that happened with Jodie Whittaker. No, I have zero interest in watching.
He's not well known enough, and they need to, get someone who has a name that everyone knows.
I kept saying that I actually was for. Like I thought that they should make it Richard Ayoade because I thought that would have been great doctor. He's the dude from the IT crowd, and he's black.
I love
Black man. He's great.
I love the IT crowd.
That's a great.
That's my job.
I know. I love that show so much. But I gotta say, like when it first got announced, I was like, well, at least it's not a woman anymore. Like I was like,
that's at least, they seem to be bringing balls back to Doctor Who, but
which they should.
Yes, the doctor is supposed to be a man.
I say if you're going to have Doctor Who be a black man, there's only one person who could pull that off.
Idris Elba.
No, he's not funny enough.
Samuel Jackson, that's who.
No, he's too
old.
He's
American.
I don't care. No,
I don't care.
No.
He'd come in the room and he'd be like, I'm Dr. Motherfucking Who. That's who.
Yeah, he's not British and he's too old.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm playing.
I know, that's why I had to laugh.
Yeah, I'm like, nah.
Honestly, and I saw someone in the chat.
He's a bad mofo.
No one thinks that black peeps are pretty. That's not the thing. The thing is, they put Doctor Who in the ground, set it on fire. That's the issue. That's what
they
happened.
wasted the opportunity to have Idris Elba play him like 10 years ago.
Yeah, you know what? They should have had the black man come in before Jodie Whittaker. That's the thing. And they should have had him instead of Jodie Whittaker.
Absolutely.
And I think that it was a wasted opportunity. And here's the thing. I was a huge Doctor Who fan. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I stopped watching it after basically it started going woke. So like I didn't watch Peter Capaldi's run, even though like Az and them have told me now to go back. So I might go back and watch it.
Right before Jodie Whittaker came on, because they did have a woman who was a lesbian who was his companion, but it wasn't
I remember that.
in your face. It wasn't like you have to approve of this. She was an individual and it was good. They had good chemistry. I liked that one.
Yeah, I heard like some people say that, but I really didn't like her. Like Anna de Armas's character, like I forget what her name was, but I didn't like that whole arc, and I thought they were going really woke with a female agenda at the time. So, and then like when Capaldi came in, I was just like, it's not as fun. And it like you could tell that the writing was like completely lacking at that point, because it was such a strong show that you could just tell that it just took a deep dive. And then like after that, I was like, I'm not down. Now, having said that, I am intrigued about this move. Hey, Polly. I'm intrigued about this move and I want to check it out. But then again, I saw today that apparently he made some weird comments. I haven't checked it out yet, but apparently he's made some virtue signaling comment.
I saw it. It turned my stomach to watch. It's just like, you should just kept your mouth shut.
Who said
what did he say? I didn't see.
The whole, representation and all of that. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much it. And the person doing the interview kind of led also with those types of questions. I mean, he's an actor. He's entitled to say whatever the frick he wants to say, but read the room. What happened with the previous season and why did people check out of that? That's why. So if he would have just said, hey, I'm just happy and blessed to,
the perfect answer to these diversity questions is just like, look, I ain't worried about representing an entire race because I don't represent my entire,
Yeah.
Like
we're
that's
all
the best
different from one another.
Like, I just want to do a good job in this role. Like, that's all you got to say.
Just do your job. That's it. Just do your job. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, he kind of dropped the ball already on it. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, though. I don't know if you know what I'm saying, because that's like his own kind of, take on whatever. But it has to do with the writing and Russell T. Davies. Like, are you actually going to take the reins back and be like, no, we're not doing this weird woke storyline, or like, we're not doing this weird thing. So it really depends on what happens and like whether they're like going to tie Russell T. Davis's like hands behind his back and be like, make this creative, while at the same time, having this many lesbians in the episode and this many Black people in the episode and this many whatever people in the episode. Like, we're saying, like they're giving them these good
stuff that people regardless are going to want to watch.
On that note, something that wasn't very well written was Streetfighter, but for some reason Paulie wants people to watch it tonight. So join him, and sadly that's the last movie I think Raul Julia was in too, which is even sadder. Join them guys today. I might even pop in there because it's right after the show here. They're gonna live. For the info, email Paulie or DM him on Twitter. He'll get you hooked up. So check that out tonight. So don't even worry if you have the movie or not. It's a special thing for members and a special thing for everybody to come check out Midnight's Edge Espanol and all that stuff. So,
is it on his channel? Because I'll drop the link.
It's on Midnight's Edge Espanol, but then the actual watch party is going to be through, I believe, Zoom. So that's why you got to get a hold of Paulie. He'll give you all the info you need.
Okay.
It's supposed to just be for members, but I think we open this up to a very special event kind of thing for everybody to come join in tonight. It'll be right after Toxic Femininity.
All right.
Brought to you by us.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm putting in the Midnight's Edge Espanol in the chat.
Speaking of woke versus badly written, now before I head in the back, because one of the first topics I think we're going to get into is going to be WandaVision. I mean, Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, you're right first.
Yep, you were right the
No,
first
yeah, I know I was a joke. Because yeah, that's kind of my response to Doctor Strange. Was it woke? Not overtly. No.
Yes. Not overtly, but yes.
There is
it
a
was
woke
there,
aspect to it, but
overt.
it wasn't in your face. The bigger problem was it was just fucking boring.
Yes.
And instead of it being a true Doctor Strange sequel, as I was just joking, it feels more like an epilogue to WandaVision.
And
yeah, we're gonna get in.
So I'm gonna dump myself into the back room so you ladies can break this all down and how the MCU is banking in despite this lackluster film. I guess it's been, there's the MCU stands out there for it, but for the most part, it's been pretty much lukewarm to negative response to the film. So, well, let's get into all this business. I can't wait to hear what you ladies have to say about it. So I'm gonna scooch.
Do it.
All right, before we get whole hog into our first topic, I just want to give props to a comic book great who recently passed away, and that will be George Perez. I know back in the day, granted, I didn't buy them because I was more into Marvel than DC. The Wonder Woman comics had just gorgeous freaking art. And it's just an art style that's just stuck with me. So it just breaks my heart to find out, I believe he was diagnosed with cancer. I think like stage 4, I believe.
Fuck
when
cancer.
when the news broke, all over Twitter. So it's kind of
another great gone.
Exactly. Another creative, crazy creative, great. His artwork is just distinctive. It's like I can't think of Wonder Woman without his name attached to the art. So we definitely wanted to bring this back up to give props to George Perez's passing. So
absolutely, and his memory will live on through that IP for a very long time. So
absolutely,
rest in peace.
Absolutely. So going from good comics to well, how do I start this off? Let's see. So I've been looking forward to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness for a long time. Doctor Strange was one of those comic book characters that I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to. The only reason I knew who he was is because I got a issue of the Scarlet Witch and Vision that had Spider-Man with the black costume on it, with the black one. So I bought that. So that's when I read about, Doctor Strange. Loved the art, all of that. Didn't go back from that. So saw the first Doctor Strange movie, which I really, really liked. Visually, it was stunning.
Me too. I loved it.
The story. Wasn't it great? It was
so
just
fun.
Visually, it was just like amazing. And the story of just like this a-hole doctor. I mean, and he's a total freaking a-hole. I mean, even to the point where when he's going through having the files read to him, like Christina's like reading, the potential cases, and the one where he just basically ignores the one from Rhodey. Remember what happened? What happened to him? And he's just like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, this guy's cold. Like yeah, for sure. I remember that. I really like that movie.
And Benedict Cumberbatch was amazing in the film too.
He really was. To see the range from when he goes from being just like this pompous ass to fighting with the fact that he would never be the surgeon that he was because of that accident, and just how he has to humble himself to actually go to Carmitage, and then they're not letting him in, so he's just like broken by that point, and then where he has to actually learn from scratch what they're trying to teach him. So his range was just incredible, and I love that movie. I have that one on physical media. I can go back and watch that over and over and over again and never get bored because the story is the story is great. It's written well. The visuals are great. I mean,
the only thing I didn't like about one was like the ancient one being sex swapped.
I heard about that after I watched it, and I was like, they did.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tilda whatever
I
her
do
name
too,
is.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, I like her, but those were like that was when like the MCU started like trickling like MCU stuff. So they're like, let us change ancient ones like sex, and then we're just gonna stick her into this movie, and I think it'll be fine. And it kind of was because we were all like, well, it's ancient one. It's probably like another body. Like, who cares? You know?
It worked out. It's like it wasn't one of those things where it's just like, I'm woman and I'm better than you. Kind of like that. It was more of, I mean, I didn't know that the ancient one was a man. So I had no frame of reference. So with that, I was okay. I was, I was cool. I was cool with that. Then you bring this movie. And even though Tom was joking, when I watched it, I really did feel like this should have been the Scarlet Witch in the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm only half joking, really. I mean, my honest review, I said this would have made more sense as a D+, like Avengers level event. And then you could have gotten like Hawkeye and Loki and some other characters that had other shows and brought them into this too. And it would have made more sense, and it wouldn't have felt like I was being cheated out of a movie. Because it starts out, you're like, okay, I kind of got a Doctor Strange movie, and then all of a sudden it flips, and we're like, right back to WandaVision crap. And I checked out of WandaVision because I didn't like it.
Well, here's the thing that irritated me, because with WandaVision, they couldn't stick the landing on that.
Yeah.
So because they couldn't
every
stick
single
the
Marvel
landing
show
on it, but even worse so because she's tied into this one. It's like it seemed that they used this movie to try to fix what they couldn't fix with WandaVision. So that's why I kind of halfway say.
In addition to that, it was not actually fixed.
No, and the thing, here's a couple of problems I have with the WandaVision. Fucked up even on that because Doctor Strange was never in WandaVision, even though he was supposed to be. But Kevin Feige made a point of saying he didn't want her to be trained by a white man, so he was never there. So therefore, the connection of him with WandaVision is basically non-existent at this point. So it's just unexpected for him to even have anything to do with WandaVision. Then you have no Vision, not even 1 minute of Vision in any universe. He's nowhere to be found. So I had a problem with that because the entire series of WandaVision was based on the idea that she was going through so much grief and loss and pain that she created this universe for herself so that she could be reunited with Vision. That was the entire premise. And through that, she created those children that she wished she could have with Vision because she was in love with Vision and she wanted to have a family with him. And then all of a sudden, it's like, who fucking gives a shit about Vision? Like, and she brings up Vision, like when she's talking to doctors. Are we doing spoilers? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're freaking doing spoilers because I don't care.
Okay. So when she's doing when she's having a conversation with Doctor Strange and he's going, I'm just like, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done what you did. And then she's like, well, I did it because you broke the rules and you killed my man. And what, I'm paraphrasing here. You helped kill Vision, and I had to watch that happen and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, oh, they're foreshadowing him at some point entering this multiverse and she's going to see him again. Or maybe somehow he's going to come back and try and help snap her the fuck out of this insanity. Nothing. We don't get anything from Vision. So I don't understand, like, that if they're going to do that, like, why not bring in Vision even for like a minute? Like, he wasn't even like the human version of the father of those kids that she wanted to steal. Like, we didn't even see that. So it was just very disappointing.
Because with and you're right about Vision, because that's the other thing. Because in WandaVision, Vision was the one always checking her, at least up until the last 2 episodes, of Wanda, what you're doing is wrong. All of this is wrong. And she didn't like hearing that. And Vision was like the voice of the audience, I like to say, because he saw exactly what was going on and was not letting her get away with any of that. So you would think that somewhere he would be in this film. I was expecting him to come back, find her, and basically bring her to her senses, or we were going to have one heck of a boss level fight. But then again, all of that is wrapped in around Wanda. And they forgot about the link in the comics between the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. So they messed up there too, because they should have had Doctor Strange in WandaVision, and that would have linked the two, because this movie assumes, and erroneously so, because all of the other MCU movies, pretty much you just had to see the previous movie. And even if you didn't, there was some catch up. This movie assumes that you've seen all of WandaVision and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. I'm sorry. You were about to say.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I agree with you guys 100%. The first Doctor Strange film for me was like maybe a 9.5 out of 10. And I was blown away by it. And this film, I give it maybe about a 5 out of 10. And for me, the major flaw was the fact that they tried to convince us that Wanda actually has a carrying bone in her body. For example, the scene where she sees the children suffering and all of a sudden she's so altruistic. She's not an altruistic character. She doesn't care. She's not the same character she was when she was fighting alongside the Avengers. That woman doesn't exist anymore. So they need to kind of let that go and go ahead and make her the full force villain. And we were talking about this before. What I think should have happened is that she should have, kidnapped America Chavez, taken the power and defeated everybody and let the movie end there. And then we would come back for a film where everybody has to come together. Doctor Strange has to kind of figure out how he's going to rescue America Chavez. The Illuminati will come back to help him. That could have been, it could have been like Infinity War and then an Endgame following that. But what they did was they kind of like took away her powers. She's so powerful, and yet she's not powerful. She can't do shit.
She's an overly emotional woman that can't fucking think for herself. And it's just actually kind of ridiculous because it's very insultive to women and how we deal with pain and grief and loss. Because we're not all emotional freaks.
To add to it, to make it worse, I mean, at first I thought when they were talking about, when WandaVision talked about in the series, she wanted to have children. And I got that. Like, I want to have children. We get this. It's not something that's a foreign idea. But when things ended in WandaVision, they kind of dropped the ball. Like, she should have taken over the group that was investigating her, and she needed to find a way to do whatever heinous stuff she wanted to do at that point. For example, if they had told us that she was taking the children this time because she needed it for some special power or some evil deception, great. I would have been all for that. I'm happy with a villain who's actually doing something that seems very bad. But to make it seem like she's so caring when the kids were crying.
She's misunderstood. Like, all these villains are misunderstood now. And I'm over this whole misunderstood bullshit. Yeah. Like, I didn't like the whole WandaVision thing. And you're right, Lorena. This movie completely assumes that you've seen WandaVision. And this is why I'm kind of over the idea of the MCU movies, like the cinematic universe moving forward, because I don't feel like you should have to watch a 6 to 10 episode series every time you want to watch a fucking Marvel movie for 2 hours of your life. Listen, people are busy. Not everyone's a YouTuber. Not everyone's a super nerd. They're not gonna spend days at a time watching these series. And in this case, it was actually something that my husband experienced because he has no interest in Disney Plus. He had no interest in WandaVision. And he didn't watch it. And when we went to the movie, he was very confused. He was like, the hell's going on? Like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why Wanda has kids or she's evil now. Like, the last time I saw her, she was, it was at the end of Endgame and she was trying to deal with that loss or whatever. And I'm trying to be like, trying to like whisper like little things to him like during the movie. He's like, she's got kids now. And I'm just like trying to be like, oh dude, you missed so much. Like, I told you to go and watch something on YouTube, like to kind of like explain like a recap of WandaVision. And he's like, I don't have time. Like, people don't have time. And I think it's short-sighted for Disney and Marvel to alienate a lot of people, a lot of the audience, to force them to do this and basically use their movies as a crutch to sell Disney Plus shows. I think it's a cop out. It's stupid. It's retarded. I've said my piece.
I mean, it totally is, because I think I've said this on previous streams, that remember back before the pandemic kicked off, you had to wait those 2 years or year or so for the next MCU movie to come out.
Yep.
So all you knew is, okay, if I missed something in this movie, guess what? I'm going to go back, buy the DVD, whatever. I'm caught up, fine, no problem. But because the pandemic popped off and production slowed down, it's like, hey, we can dump all this stuff on Disney Plus and do this filler in between, films. Isn't this great? That's why you got WandaVision that started off okay, but then turned into crap. People didn't read the comics, and someone else brought up a very good point. I thought Mephisto was going to show up and offer Wanda a choice. You can either have these kids or you can have Vision. Which is it going to be? And this is the price you're going to have to pay. That I thought was going to show up. Mephisto never showed up.
No, neither did Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was supposed to show up.
At the very least, Doctor Strange should have showed up, and he didn't. And he didn't show up. So now you have this, I say, jumbled mess. I love Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is an awesome horror director. Having Wanda come out of that gong like a freaking zombie and having to straighten, I thought that was freaking cool, because that's just my thing. I just love that. But he can only do so much.
I didn't think it worked, Lorena.
Hazard slapped together script. And
I didn't think that part worked, because Sam Raimi's great. You're right. But I feel like they cucked him. Like, I feel like they were like, you can't quite do what your vision is, so we're going to kind of give you this mutated, like, there was no, like, he does great horror,
right?
But it's like they're doing like Disney horror,
and that's kind of what I want to bring up. When I talk about these scenes, I'm talking as if they only let Raimi go as far as he could go. And there's another article actually they're going to talk about, and Chris Gore makes a good point about these movies being done by committee instead of letting the director have their vision. Because if you go back, go watch any Sam Raimi movie, actually go back and watch the classics, watch Evil Dead, okay? Watch that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What you get when Sam Raimi is allowed to be himself, but Disney wasn't. Exactly. Disney doesn't want to go with that particular rating. But to get back to Wanda, another thing that disturbed me, and this is just me, it's like, in a way, it made a farce of motherhood, because how can you tell me if some alternate version of me shows up and tries to take my kids? I'm sorry, I'm taking you the heck out.
That's my biggest issue with the film right there, because and I just said that in the chat too, at the midway point, Wong says exactly that to her.
Yep.
She just frivolously ignores it, even though she finally comes face to face with that exact problem at the end of the film. Like, Wong says, well, what do you expect to do if you find this perfect universe? What about the other you?
And also, isn't it good enough to know that they're being taken care of by yourself, like another version of yourself?
That should have been something that was saved for right near the end, because otherwise, once you present that idea, which unfortunately is the biggest flaw with this film, is unless you have her, even though she is subtly manipulated by the dark book or whatever the hell it's called, the dark hole.
The dark home.
Yeah, like, even though that's part of it, you still should have to have had something manipulating her or making her do this in a way. Because yes, I know Scarlet Witch is a villain to a point in the comics, and I have no problem with you making her a villain. The problem is she's dumber than a box of fucking
yes.
That's the fucking problem. I have no problem with you making her a villain, and I think that's what some people in the comments today were missing in Andre's video. He's not saying that she was so much a bad idea for a villain. He's saying you made her a psycho box of rocks. That's what the fucking problem is.
And she could have been a great villain for right now. This could have been something no one had seen. This was going to be something that, you know, maybe even some of the characters would say, well, we treated her bad and this is what happened.
You don't even need this kid's story.
Lot
All
like
we need
that,
is this
where it
woman
went
has
in that
lost.
direction.
This woman has lost every single person in her life close to her.
Mhm.
She lost Vision, her brother, her parents. She has
Iron Man.
nobody. Iron Man, all of her friends almost. Like
Vision.
all she has left is like Hawkeye.
And people were asking, why didn't Vision, let's say White Vision, show up and try to stop her? Because in the TV show, White Vision was threatening her. This would have been a perfect opportunity for him to show up and start kicking some ass.
Well, and not just that, because now he remembers who he was, and he has all of Vision's memories. So it's not even just like come and kick your ass. It's actually come and reason with her and be like, yo, you did all of this for me.
Yes.
And now, like, you know, what the fuck are you doing? Like, let's try and, you know, snap you out of it. Even seeing him may have been something. Like, I don't know, but they didn't even do any of that. And Lorena, when you were talking about like the whole like zombie scene, like these are the things that didn't really work, was because like for example, like she's flying around through the whole entire movie, and then all of a sudden she's like within arm's reach of America Chavez, and she's like gimping and being a zombie, and I'm like, really? Like, it just doesn't work in the way that the movie has been laid out for her to be like that. And like, you know, I was talking to, for example, Script Doctor when I was doing my review, and he brought up a good point of that you could do something like that if you give us an explanation beforehand. Like, let's say she's using her chaos magic to patch herself up, and therefore she's no longer able to fly. And then she's like kind of like, you know, walking like that to be able to catch up without it. Or there's certain things that you could do to make that work. Whereas there was nothing like foundationally, it wasn't laid out why she's not flying around anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just like those things doesn't work.
And Nina, I want to add on to what you're saying because it's so important. How cool would it have been, as you said, while she's at the height of like kicking, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, that Vision suddenly shows up and says, Wanda, don't do this. You know, like it would have been like, oh, you know, like, oh my God, you know, even
that
the
would have rocked
of it, as you said, Nina, would have been, that would have looked really cool.
And it's funny because I was saying to my husband, like after the movie was over, because we couldn't talk during the movie anymore, I was like, dude, I can't. And I was like, and then like afterwards, I'm like, I don't understand why Vision didn't even show up. Vision wasn't even in it. And like, he's just like, isn't Vision dead? Like, and I was like, you don't understand. Like, things have happened in this universe. And he's like, this isn't my job. Like, and he was like, we actually were having a kind of a bit of an argument afterwards. He was like, this isn't my job as an audience member to keep track of how many different shows and episodes I have to keep track of.
100% right. It's almost like with the rise of Palpatine. Disney couldn't get that straight. So like, oh, you have to read the comic. You have to watch this show.
Right.
Do that. It's like, no, I shouldn't have to freaking do that. The only thing I should have to read is whatever that sucker was based on. That's different to go back. It's like if you go and you watch the Lord of the Rings movie and then you go back and you say, I like the movie so much, I'm going to go back and read the book. Those are like two different things. But another thing that I'm going to get on.
Hey, real quick, you might want to pause this video because this might get.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm just like, I don't remember that freaking video going. There are two. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, even if she is in love with a man who is mechanical, let's say just briefly, you know, this is
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it too, but they kind of made a mockery of it, you know, and I felt like they could have treated this with a little bit more respect. It's okay that that's the life that she's chosen to be with him, but it shouldn't be where, you know, she can't have that life. Honestly, it's okay for this. You know, we see science fiction stories where robots and humans are together. You know,
it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
What is consciousness? The idea of what consciousness is and all that stuff. And so like, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
And to me, the idea, see, this is why I have a problem when uncreative people try to do the multiverse. Because you guys know, like I'm Nina Infinity. I love the multiverse. That's why I picked the name Infinity, because it talks about the idea of the multiple versions of yourself and the choices that you have and the different choices that you would make, which alters in every different reality. The idea of multiverse is fascinating to me. So, but when we get to see a thing that is a multiverse that's designed by completely uncreative people and just people with a political message, that's when you have a problem, because then you don't get universes where, I don't know, when everyone's kind of happy together, because there is a universe out there. There's a multiverse out there where Pietro is still alive, where Vision is a human and she actually has a family with him, where maybe Pietro's dead and Vision's alive, where Pietro's alive and Vision's dead, when there's so many different variations of the things that you could do to get this point across. And then, you have a scene in this movie where, when they're going through, America Chavez and Doctor Strange are going through the different versions of the multiverse, and it was kind of like a throwback to the first Doctor Strange, where he's going into like the I forget what that realm is called, but he's starting to learn how to become Doctor Strange, and it's kind of a throwback, but it's in the multiverse this time. And you see like a cartoon versions of them, you see like a Play-Doh version of them, you see like all these
paint version of them,
and you're like, okay, yeah, that's great and silly, but really, can we see something that's actually relevant to what we're talking about here?
It was just a showing off what they could do, more or less.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, this is cool and everything, but let's get on to something else. But the two things that I wanted to bring up, because there's stuff that kind of annoyed me throughout this whole movie, but there are two things that made me want to set Marvel on fire. And that is two certain cameos.
I'm intrigued. What, Lorena?
There was one cameo that was already teased in the trailer that I was pissed about to begin with. And that is bringing back the Patrick Stewart Professor X from the 90s version of the X-Men, number one. Okay. And I'll get to that in a minute. Right? So they show the Illuminati, right? Guess who is on the panel of the Illuminati?
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. Was it John Krasinski? I'm from The Office as Reed Richards. Okay, people.
Fan favorite.
Flipping out in the audience. That's the only time I actually was like, oh my God. And
I was
like
flipping
clapping.
out too.
I was so freaking happy to see him. Guess what happens to Reed Richards in this?
In 5 minutes,
after Wanda tells him, you have children, is their mother still alive? Well, good. There'll be someone there left to raise them. And he's
going to show us. He's going to show us.
Show us?
I'll tell you exactly what happens to Reed Richards.
Yeah, show us, please.
Please show.
Sorry for the noise here, but I just happen to have some Twizzlers. Hi, I'm Reed Richards.
There we go.
Stretch. Oh, shit.
That's exactly.
Oh fuck! I'm Reed Richards.
Where's his brain, Tom? Because his brain has to explode too.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen any group of people get annihilated so quickly. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but notice how the two strong males got annihilated way faster than the two females.
Exactly, which brings me to the second one. All right, which is Professor X. All right, of course, Wanda gets in his head. When you see, the vision that's going on there, Wanda, her consciousness of being trapped and everything. And of course, Professor X, like, I'm going to save you. Hang on, I'm going to save you. And then you see the mist come up and Wanda basically freaking snaps his neck. I'm like, you mean to tell me you bring back these two characters? They're not too random. I mean, I didn't freaking care about Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel. I mean, yes, but not really. Peggy Carter from What If, she was there. Yeah, okay, whatever. I didn't really pay too much attention to them. I didn't care. But you have Reed Richards in Professor X, and you wind up executing them within 5 minutes.
It's unreal. And you know what's so crazy, Lorena, is I put that in my on Twitter, and all these Marvel stans are like after me right now, being all like, oh well, it was just a variant, like who cares? And I'm like, that's not the point. Okay, no. I don't give a shit that he was a variant or anything else. This is the first time that we see Mr. Fantastic as part of the MCU, and it was literally a spit in the face. They were like, oh, here's a strong male character that's super smart, super awesome, Mr. fucking Fantastic, the leader of the Fantastic Four. You get him for 30 seconds and then he's a fucking joke. It's ridiculous.
They have officially killed Professor X more times on screen now than Uncle Ben, just so you know.
And this film started to actually remind me of Dark Phoenix, and that's not a compliment. In that
I
film,
refuse to watch that.
I didn't watch that.
You have a young girl who has a power. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's running. People are running after her. And I could see the similarities. And then when Professor X showed up, I was like, this is just too uncanny. It was really kind of sad that I even felt or associated it with it, because that was not the best film.
No, it's upsetting because Patrick Stewart's Professor X got like an amazing ending, in my opinion, in Logan, and they should have just left it at that. They should just left it at that. You don't have to bring him back to kill him off. You don't have to do this to the fans. It really does seem like on some level, it's like we really hate the fans. Like I feel like
that is, Nina, I'm sorry, I've interrupted you. You were exactly right, especially those of us who read the comics, those of us who watched, the animated series, even those of us who saw those god awful Fantastic Four, movies, those of us who when we heard Patrick Stewart was being cast as Professor X, that was one of the most perfect
epic
castings ever. Freaking epic, how much that character was loved. And then you turn around and you do this. It is a slap in the face of the fans. That's exactly a slap in the face that it is. But like you were saying, Nina, you get these Marvel stands out there, like, oh, it's just a variant. No, it's more than that. And if you don't understand that it's more than that, you're not a true fan. I'm sorry. No, sorry, not sorry. You really aren't.
I mean, at this point, like, you know what, like, even if they are fans or whatever, like, you're not a fan of the way, like, you're just a different type of fan. You're a fan of the MCU that Disney is, that Disney is putting out. And
we'll say Disney-fied.
Yeah, Disney-fied. You're a Disney-fied fan, and that's fine. You can be that. Like, there's Disney Star Wars fan, and that's fine. You can like what you like.
Not that one, Tom. You give me fun. Well, that one I'll allow. That's okay.
That one's all right. That's
it's actually the most accurate Fantastic Four we've had so far.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that
Fantastic Four.
That one I remember.
For legal reasons, I have to call it that.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, like I just, I understand you like what you like. There's certain people that are like, I love this movie. Like I gave it a 9.5, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Like you like what you like, but don't tell me that this is no big deal, that this is a variant, that this is whatever, because that's not how I feel. And that's not how a lot of comic book people, like fans, feel. Because like, for example, that's what Gary brought up, is the idea that they're trying to, pass off the 616 as, as it being the source material for the MCU. Whereas most people know the 616 as the comic book source material. And it is a spit in the fan of the comic book fans, and it seems like it's like an over and over thing. And I'm sorry if the MCU fans that are used to Disney aren't understanding where that frustration is coming from, but it's there. We're not making it up, okay? It's there, and there's a valid concern by those fans.
I want to say the end came with Endgame. Once Endgame wrapped up, then you had that. But then you had this switch with Disney getting their hands into it and just scrambling up and just messing up the MCU, because everything from Endgame backwards to Iron Man, all of that respected the comic book lore that came before. So that's why a lot of those movies were so loved by comic fans, because it's just like, we saw these on the pages. Now we get to see all of this on screen. And it's amazing. And for the most part, people love that. And then Disney gets their hands in there, basically says, we're going to tell you what you're going to like.
Also, there's no doubt about it in this film that Doctor Strange really just was pushed aside. I mean,
absolutely.
Started off with the wedding and made it seem like it was going to be about him and that we were going to see more of him. And we just really were hungry for more Doctor Strange time in this. And, I don't like being told I'm going to get something and then I don't get it,
You're absolutely right. Because first of all, his mouth and his politics aside, Benedict Cumberbatch is delicious to look at.
He is good.
That is what initially drew me in to watch the first, Doctor Strange movie. So I'm waiting for the second. Yeah, he's absolutely freaking hot. The scenes in the second movie where he's walking around by himself, going to the coffee shop.
Benedict Cumberbatch for a reason.
And in that suit, even though he got cucked at that freaking wedding, but I don't get me started on that. I was expecting to find out more about him. I didn't freaking care about America Chavez.
I don't give a shit about America.
I didn't care about this chick. You mean to tell me you couldn't make a Doctor Strange sequel without having to bring her in it?
She doesn't need to be the main focus. You're right.
Look, even if you're bringing her in it, that's fine. Bring her in it. I'm fine with it.
Don't
make him second fiddle.
That's
like
what
I'm
talking about. Don't make him second fiddle in his own movie. Don't make him the, co-star of his own movie. It's like if you throw in America Chavez, okay, fine, but don't near the end telling her stuff like you had it within you all along. That freaking came from the Wizard of Oz. It's not what we want. We want to see. We want to see Doctor Strange's character. What's the next step? What happened after No Way Home? We want to see him, and the plot revolve around him and his actions and what he's doing.
And you're absolutely right, because I want to see the stuff that you're talking about, and like his relationship with Christine, and like the different adventures that he's gone on since then. And what did he do to clean up the after the mess that has happened, and all the different stuff, right? Like we want to see that kind of stuff. But having said that, Script Doctor did mention something when we were reviewing it together, and he talked about the idea that he liked about the movie that was actually kind of a positive, and I really didn't think about it until he brought it up, was the idea that that Doctor Strange was playing mentor to America Chavez.
Right. That and in a way, I like
that. I like that.
I did like,
and he did too. And he's saying though that if they had done it right, where he is the mentor, but he's giving her things to do and to discover and to try and help her figure out what her powers are. And if we see those steps play out, like we were joking around about how she told him the story about how a bee stung her, and her fear brings out her power to open up the portals or whatever, which by the way doesn't make any freaking sense, because at some points that the power sucks in people, and at some points it doesn't. It's just a doorway. So it's which is it? Is it a portal? Is it just a fucking door? Is it a black hole? What? Anyways, those things aside, right? If you have him actually guiding her and trying to freak her out, trying to trying to make her scared so that he can reproduce that effect, so that she can figure out and then he's well, what were you thinking about at that moment, and trying to figure out what it is that's causing her to have this power, and then later on tell her something like, you have it in you, you know what you're doing, because we've done this before together, we've figured this out together. That way it would work more than they didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? There was no story.
It reminds me of I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was saying I wasn't convinced either. They kept trying to convince us how important this relationship between the two of them was. The best part of the movie for me was when they were standing on those discs where it was telling their memories about what was important. And I was like, yeah, this is important. In fact, these two memories are more important than everything else that happens in this film. But, we don't really to elaborate on those two events, we saw them and then it's gone. And then I'm like, oh, great. The coolest thing, the most important thing in the film, those 2 points where she's trying to figure out how this portal's happen, and her parents are out there somewhere. They're not dead. And he's thinking about, times when he's made mistakes or wants to relive things. It's never revisited. So although they had this moment where they shared that, it feels very disconnected, because they're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's important. Okay, let's go on to the next quest. They just they didn't connect with each other, and they didn't connect with people as they're watching the film.
And you're absolutely right, because those were 2 poignant moments. It's kind of like the light bulb goes on. Oh, okay, that's the deal. Like when America sees her, sees her parents, and it plays out what happens. They ignore that. And especially the scene between Doctor Strange and Christine, that is when he gets the watch.
Yep.
That we see. And I'm like, you mean to tell me it was only worth that little flashback snippet, something that important?
Which they tried to tie to at the end with the broken clock, with the broken watch being fixed and everything like that. But it wasn't enough. So like you didn't get that emotional connection of, now he's had closure and he's moving on. You don't get that because it's like, they didn't expand on any of it. You're just kind of like going from one thing to the other. And then you're like, well, wait, what happened? Like you just left feeling incomplete.
After all this, Nina, he's still going home, opening up a bottle of wine and drinking the whole thing because he still hasn't had any closure to any of this.
No. Yeah.
None. And also another thing I want to get into is, what is it with fighting with freaking musical notes?
Oh my God. You're the only other person that had a problem with it because I was like, what the fuck is this? Like
it was like a dance off, but with no. I've seen a better dance off scene in Zoolander. Okay,
it was ridiculous. I was like, why is this? See,
I'm like expecting him to pull notes out of his butt. Anyway,
these are the parts that, like, when you're like, it's Sam Raimi. Everyone's like, oh, Sam Raimi's great. Sam Raimi this, Sam Raimi that. And I'm like, really? Musical notes? Like, you think that was a good idea? Because you could have had a fucking much more epic battle between the two freaking
with
Doctor
magic.
Strange.
Oh my God, magic and the different portals opening and the realities switching around. That's the type of fight that I expected, not musical notes being,
because music is magic.
And one note.
Give me a break though.
One note.
Seriously.
One note saves the whole thing. Really, I just thought that was ridiculous.
It was lame. It was
a waste of time, lame and filler. And it's just, no. You mean to tell me you've got two Doctor Stranges, like you were saying, Nina? It's like you got two Doctor Stranges. That battle should have been freaking epic. There should have been nothing left by the time those two got done with each other.
It could have been like heavy metal music that they were battling with, or
right?
See, I could deal with that.
Well, I mean, but wait a minute. Like, I don't even understand what this means. Like, don't think that was Raimi. Like, who else would it be?
Oh, because and it kind of goes back to the thing about creating a film by committee, and it's kind of like what Chris Gore was talking about. It's like, it's not like Sam Raimi was given the script and basically say, go film what nuts. It is, your vision, put it together, work through it, editing and all that. No, you have people saying what it is that they want you to do to come up with this particular film. So they're making these decisions, and there's some decisions that the director isn't allowed to make.
Chris recommends.
Yep, that's it exactly.
Which is bullshit, by the way. It's like, and this is exactly what I was talking about with regards to Doctor Who. Like, we don't know if the BBC is going to give Russell T Davies the freedom to do what he wants. So when you have like a committee making those decisions, the work's gonna suffer. That's just the way it is.
But we're also not excited about this new Doctor Who, Nina and Lorena. We're not excited about him. I mean, clearly they know that the public is not going to be excited about him because we don't know who the hell he is.
I mean, I'm like a little bit excited in a sense that I just want to see the female doctor die. So like that excites me just a little bit. Like, so that I'm fine with it in that sense. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, there's a little bit of an excitement because I'm like, that bitch needs to go. That's the only thing I know. But other than that, you're right. There's really no excitement. And then there's even less when the guy comes out and says that bullshit and starts Victoria virtue signaling. But back to Doctor Strange. Sorry, Lorena.
Yeah, no. But it's what Chris Gore is basically saying, that you're having these decisions being made by committee, not by the director completely with his vision. So I think that's the main problem, because those of us who've seen Sam Raimi films, it's like bits and pieces were peppered, but not the full Sam Raimi.
Like, I didn't even really like the zombie Doctor Strange. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I just didn't think it worked tonally. Like, if they had gone fully horror and stuff, like maybe, but I just didn't like it. Like, I was like, yeah, all right, like,
I just
I
didn't
guess it's
see the
fine.
point. I'm just like, if you're gonna have this knockdown, drag out magic fight that you want to have, right? It's like if that's what you want to do, you need to have the actual Doctor Strange fighting the actual Scarlet Witch. I don't want to see a zombie who has to wave his arms and command, those evil spirits to basically
who were fine beating Wanda, by the way, like those weird spirit things.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
They no problem.
Yeah, no problem. But he has to use a zombie to do it. And I'm just like that did not sit right with me at all. I mean, I don't know who thought of that idea. I don't know if they wanted to tie it to the Disney Plus Marvel zombie.
It was the what if thing, but at the same time, it's also Sam Raimi schlick, right? With the whole Walking Dead situation,
right?
And the
which is true, but it just looked horrible compared to what I'm used to seeing from Sam.
Thrown in there like a piece of shit. You're
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, afterthought. Yeah, let's dig up the dead body.
What if? And the zombie parts were my favorite. What if? Like if that could have been its own movie, it didn't need to be in this film. But my question also, ladies, is what the hell? Whose power is stronger than whose? I don't know, going into this and not kind of knowing exactly, what the challenge is here in regards to who's more powerful. And they could just go ahead and say, well, we're going to need this to defeat her. And they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. But it's kind of like very up in the air too. And I don't really care for that.
And you know what? And this is kind of a funny thing for me. And this is what I'm talking about, where we're talking about, different multiverses. This is why it's fun to have a multiverse, because then you can have Sam Raimi like literally have Doctor Strange cross paths with Bruce Campbell in a way, and then have it like, so that, it's just a brief moment, right? But it's like, hey, what? Like, they could see each other and then he closed the portal or whatever. Like, it'll be like a throwback thing for the fans of Sam Raimi.
That would freaking be awesome.
That would be awesome. You could do such creative things with it, but they don't. They have no creativity left, and it drives me absolutely crazy.
Or a spot where she could have been hiding out, knowing that no one would come there to look for her. It could have been something like that, where no one's going to be down here to look at this. No one wants to be in the zombie world. That's not a desirable world to be in, but she could hide there.
Right.
A lot of ways to do it, and really cool ways to do it.
Yeah, and speaking of the what if episode, I didn't really like the zombie one but to be fair though, I'm not a zombie fan in general. Like I'm not a zombie property fan.
I understand that. I knew a lot of people would not like the zombie part, but I could see the potential of where it could go, and it did not belong in this movie.
Same here, and but that's the thing. The other part of the what if that they did heavily relied on in this that I really did like, and it was my favorite episode, was the evil Doctor Strange episode. And I thought that was the funnest episode. They did really well characterization of what happens in the multiverse with Doctor Strange and what happens when he tries to stop Christine from dying over and over and over again, until to a point where he's kind of like in Wanda's position where he can't accept her death. So he goes to like great lengths to change that outcome, and then realizes that he never could because it's like a fixed point in time, kind of like the way Doctor Who is. Really, really weird, strange stuff, but still, it was very good. It was a really good episode, and I was kind of excited to see that manifestation in this movie. And then they just dropped the ball, and you're like, dude, that was the best one, and you fucked it.
Something else that I thought about too from the Evil Dead, you know how they had the book, right? They so could have put in a joke with the Darkhold.
Yeah,
in that they so could have freaking did that, but they didn't, because that would be, I'd say, too much fan service, I think, for them to give us that. And it's a shame, because there were so many missed opportunities. And speaking of missed opportunities, okay, how freaking lame is it that Wanda comes to an end basically by having a house fall on her?
Yeah, I said she got Cersei Lannistered because she got like building.
I figured it was just Sam Raimi Wizard of Oz witch getting a house fall on her job.
I thought so, but it's funny, but it's just like,
Lame.
really? It's like when you usually one of the best things that you're looking forward to when there's like a hero and a villain and they're battling at the heck out and you're rooting for the hero. What
Mhm.
do we like to see happen to the villain when they're defeated? A nasty, disgusting, horribly graphic death scene.
Yeah, or
That is
like
what
them
every
dissipating and like you're like,
exactly.
I'm not sorry.
I
And
know,
then they
and
like
just
fade away,
dissolving and melting, her face
made her
melts off, and her
Scarlet
eyeballs
or
come
something,
out.
you know, like
And
something really weird. But
so
Yeah.
really creepy because every, usually actor, when they have like a death scene, that's like their bread and butter. Like, I can't freaking wait for that. And the audience waits for that. But we got cheated out of that. We just guess what? The temple falls down on her.
Well, and
And,
here's the thing, and this is why the MCU is alive and well in this series. Okay, 2 points. One, when we go back to the Illuminati fight, and we're talking about the only 2 people that can put up a fight against Wanda are the 2 female leads, and it's fine. Like, it's not like it's like a big deal or anything. But I would have really liked to see Reed Richards actually fucking put up a fight because he's one of the smartest people, one of the strongest
Absolutely.
people in the MCU. Well, in the MC Marvel universe, let's just say, not MCU, but but they have, Captain Marvel going toe to toe with her, and she's, and she's the black version of Captain Marvel. She's that, and she's not even the nice looking black version of Captain Marvel, the hot one with the beautiful hair, and the
she's
white
not the one with
outfit.
the afro. She's got the super short butch
Yeah.
cut. Although I will say her acting was a hell of a lot better than Brie Larson's. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
her acting was better. And you know what? To be fair, I was fine with the Pegging Carter thing because she looked better.
I actually liked her.
I did too. She wasn't a
did.
man version, which is
No.
fine. And also, it was a little bit of a fan service for people who liked Shield and the Captain Carter series that she was really involved in. So I haven't seen that, but I know a lot of people like that. So I'm fine with it. But I would have liked it that if all of them kind of worked together to battle Wanda and then all kind of died in their own ways trying to get that kind of that scene in I don't know if you guys have watched Invincible, but when
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see it.
I've heard how good it is.
Have you
It's
seen it, RM?
No.
Oh, what about you, Tom? Have you seen it? You there, Tom?
No, I haven't, but I've heard of it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna spoil a little bit of it for you. Okay, so in the first kind of episode, it's kind of the main shocking thing that happens is that there's a team of superheroes, and then they all die at the hands of this one superhero who's the leader of their group. Okay, and so in that fight though, they're all putting up a fight, and then he destroys everybody, and everyone dies, but they all die trying to help each other. Okay, so you get the fight thing, but you're not but it's a very tragic fight and everybody fucking dies. So if you had something like this where everyone's gonna put up a fight and do their thing, but they end up getting unmatched because she's the powerfulest ever or whatever, sure. But the way they had it, that was all MCU. It was all, the
pick the guys
Professor
off
fucking
first.
X.
Yeah.
No, you're out. And then Mr. Fantastic, nah, sorry, you're out. You can't even give us Mr. Fantastic tries to think of something because he's one of the smartest men in the universe. So try to think of something to try and help her.
Pissed me off.
But nothing, right? And then we move to the very end where you have Doctor Strange, in this fucking weird zombie situation, and then you have Wong, who, by the way, it bothered me that every 5 seconds he was all, "I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. You've just bow down to me," and blah blah blah. Okay, you reminded us that 20 times now. It's the joke's over after the third time. But then so he's saying that, and then what Tom said earlier, he brings up these factors to her, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough if a man does it. it has to be America Chavez, because she's this, young woman that's gonna show her the error of her
sorry,
ways.
that freaking sucked. I can't beat you, so I'm gonna give you what you want. It's not that somebody tricked her into it. It's not like they outsmarted her and threw her somewhere where guess what? She's gonna have to face this. No, I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm like, hey, Maria, I'm just like, this is freaking ridiculous. And then she faces herself and it's like all apologetic, like, I'm just so sympathetic. It's like, no, heifer, you came after my kids. But guess what?
She was a total innocent, and they should have just kept her as an innocent in regards to her abilities, because I just can't believe that she was able to just pull it off. Suddenly turn it on. It's not realistic, and it seemed very phony. Suddenly she knew what to do. Come on. This girl was clueless for 99% of the movie.
Yeah.
90% of
but
it.
you had it in you all the time.
See, that's what pisses me off, because it's all around her, not Doctor Strange, her. And right at that moment, if you don't believe the MCU is a thing, I can't help you, because that was it right there.
The movie is called Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness, okay? Doctor Strange 2. He needs to beat the villain in his own damn movie, okay? If it's not a good movie. I don't give a shit. Even Morbius, as shitty as that fucking movie was, beat the damn villain in his own movie, okay?
I know. And as for Wanda, whether or not she's dead, okay, then show me a post-credit scene. All right? Apparently we didn't get that, but
the
instead
is the replacement.
Yes, the replacement. So you get to see who eventually Doctor Strange's replacement is going to be. Although she looked hot though.
I like that
outfit.
I did.
That outfit was hot.
Good.
I wanted to steal that outfit. I'm telling you now.
Amazing.
Yeah. I agree with that. She's hot. Charlize Theron is like just fire.
She's hot. She had hot hair. She had a hot hairstyle in that too.
Yeah. I agreed, but still, fuck that bitch. She's gonna be the next Sorcerer Supreme. Like, no way.
And that does not sit well with me whatsoever. But to kind of roll on a little bit, because I know you guys got so many super chats, but we gotta go to the next piece of crap that's gonna be popping off.
Oh God. I'm not interested in this movie, like even a little bit, like not even this much.
I don't. It's like I don't.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm not going to ever. Even if there's a fire.
It's like they're trying to. Well,
she looks like a one of those couples where the guy cosplays and he forces his girlfriend to wear an accompanying outfit, and she doesn't really want to, but she's doing it to keep the relationship to work.
You're gonna do this for me, baby, right? If we win, I'll split the prize money with you.
Here's the thing. I will give them this, okay? I actually don't mind the costume all that much, like, because I like colorful costumes. I think this is part of the reason I didn't like the Eternals at all, was because it was so muted, and I was like, where's the color? Like, where's the life? Like, I'm not disinterested in the color of the outfit. The most problem I have with this movie is the fucking plot. I don't want to see female Thor. I'm not interested in seeing female Thor.
I'm not interested in female Thor either, but I will tell you, I do have a problem with this outfit because he looks like a freaking Power Ranger.
It's not the other one.
I can't.
I mean, isn't that a comic accurate depiction though? This one, I feel like I've seen that in comics.
If it is, I don't like how fake and comic book-ish it looks. Now with the Eternals, if they'd done something like this, I could go with that, because those would have been very bright, in line with Jack Kirby's artwork. But this is not how we see him in the MCU.
Yeah.
You can even do a palette similar to this. This is basically, you can freaking see me coming. I can't. I said I can't. If I'd never seen Thor before in a movie, I might be able to excuse this here. But
I definitely excuse it. He's
nah.
hot. Look at him. Just blow that picture up. Look at his face. I really don't care.
I would not kick him out of bed for wearing that particular costume. I did not say that.
No. He looks so
bruh looks dressed like a Power Ranger. I'm gonna tell you now.
Like I said, I'm not gonna call him totally ugly. I don't know. I just think that I don't have a problem with it just because I just had such a huge problem with those muted like costumes in Eternals. So I'm like, at least it's not as ugly as those.
Well, yeah, okay, I can kind of get
that.
that.
Should have been gold though. His costume should have been gold. I think more gold.
More golden.
Now, if it's all gold and it's like that beaten, that like
that would be super hot. Though.
I could rock with that, but
it would be like the golden god,
Yes, but that works.
They're not gonna do that though. They're not gonna do that. You
guys,
guys.
Freaking work.
Here, click on it so we can see him.
We want him in gold.
click on the picture so we can see him in his
palette drives my eyes
crazy.
Oh yeah. I love his face.
His face is so pretty. His hair looks pretty again.
It
does. Like all of it.
But this no, baby, no. Just no. I'm partial. I like this right here. I do like.
Which one is this one from?
Isn't this one from
is this Ragnarok? I don't know if this one's Ragnarok.
I can't remember. I don't remember which one it's from. But
I don't remember either.
I don't know. I just know he looked good. That's all.
He look good. He does look good.
That's either the first one or Dark World.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Dark
it
World,
might be Dark World.
Oh God, I hated that. I hated that one.
People are saying it's Dark World in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Yeah,
but no,
I didn't like Dark World, the movie. I didn't like it all that much.
I didn't like that. I liked Ragnarok better than Dark World.
Wait, which one is the one where he loses the eye? I always get those confused.
Isn't that Dark World?
That's the one I didn't like. Fuck that movie.
Dark World. Yeah.
Where they uglified him. I was like, what? You're gonna fucking take out his beautiful eye and make him this ugly guy now?
Right.
Fuck this.
But Nina, I agree with you. I'm not interested in this movie. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting until it hits Disney Plus, just like I did with Eternals. But I only lasted 15 minutes in Eternals before I turned that off.
Watch it. I didn't watch it, man.
Don't.
Honestly, at this point, unless Gary tells me like you have to watch it, like Gary, if Gary and Az are like you have to watch it for the real BBC, then I'll be like, okay. But
I tried to hate watching Eternals. I couldn't make it.
I can't do it. Eternals now is that they forced me to watch two people make love on a rock and then make those same two people fight at the end. And I'm like,
I know
that's like too real like a relationship. And if you really loved it for 7,000 years, you wouldn't be doing that, bro. So
no.
No,
you've told me about that scene and how that broke your heart. I feel bad for you.
I've
never seen it.
I stopped watching because I knew that was going to come up. I said, I can't. I'm done. I'm out. Bye. So yeah, Thor.
Oh wait, just real quick. Adam Wolford says for 2, Thor lost his eye in Ragnarok. Okay, I hate that movie.
Did in Ragnarok. Okay, I did like Ragnarok. I liked it better than Dark World. I can't go back and watch Dark World. That was a freaking waste of time. Even though he looked hot.
Hey-oh. At least he was rock hard.
Yes, rock hard all the way.
Absolutely. Shoot. Hey.
So that comment, I was like, whoa, ew.
Oh man, but I unlike with the original Doctor Strange movie, I'm never going back to watch that sucker again.
Me either. I have no interest, and honestly, I don't like. I've really like after this movie, and now that Spider-Man's kind of complete. Like I don't know what they're gonna do with Spider-Man after No Way Home. I'm kind of like, okay, that's done. Doctor Strange is now basically done. Like I really don't care like to see what happens to his female alternate self. I'm just at this point I'm kind of done. And like all these new characters that are coming up, like America Chavez, the Marvels,
Williams.
Yeah, Riri Williams. Like is that
Echo?
Echo? Wait, is Riri Williams like Ironheart or whatever the fuck her
Ironheart,
name
yeah,
is.
she stole
Yeah.
Iron Man's suit.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like that one. I'm not interested in any of these discount superheroes. So unless like Marvel really wants to go back to actually retelling some of this actual superheroes that we really like Fantastic Four and remake Iron Man, bring back Iron Man, bring back Captain America. They had other adventures you can make movies with or without them. Recast if you have to. I don't give a fuck. Like, do something. But other than this shit, like, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done with the MCU at this point.
I don't trust them. It's like I would love to see, a Rogan Gambit movie, but I don't freaking trust these people.
Oh yeah, no,
to
it's
do
over.
it. So it's no, you want to give us Disney Plus quality movies in the theater. Guess what? I'm gonna wait until it shows up on Disney Plus to see them. We'll let you have some of the parting thoughts before we get to super chats.
Yeah, I think that, when you present a film like this that had so much potential, but all the timing is mixed up. It's all disjointed, and we're not excited about the parts that we're supposed to be excited about and perplexed about, just the story overall. It's really disappointing. They spent a ton of money on this film. And, I just think that perhaps the worst part was that Illuminati 5-minute, hey, we're here. And then we're gone in the next second. But, there's just so many bad parts in it that, I think that you can watch it, but you're going to be disappointed watching this film, guys. That's how I felt about it. I felt they dropped the ball on it. And, that unfortunately, America Chavez could have been something interesting in it, but they didn't even give a shit. They didn't give her anything that was worthwhile.
Nothing.
Doctor Strange, anything that was worthwhile, and then for Wanda, they held back. I bet you Raimi wanted to kick ass with her and do some crazy stuff. This should have been like something that scared us in Wanda. We should have been frightened by her. They made her into a joke.
And that's so disappointing because she's not like that in the comics. She is a force to be reckoned with, the most powerful out there, and just reduced her to, crazy chick.
Yeah, and then there was another thing that I actually dropped in the chat earlier. I'm trying to look for it now, but they were talking about how they're like talking about giving this movie an R rating, and I'm like, for what? Like,
not this one.
This is such a fucking milk toast movie. Like, why would you even? Why is that even being considered? Like, that is not like
fiction film or a fan film.
Yeah, if it was a Raimi cut where he went truly like we know him for, possibly an R. Yeah, but this was not an R.
And
this was not an R movie.
Why didn't Doctor Strange tell America Chavez that her parents could be out there somewhere? In other words, just because you move from one universe to another doesn't mean that anybody is dead. I mean, they could be, right? I mean, am I wrong?
They could be. No. I mean, like, I thought that too, and I brought up that to Script Doctor, but the idea is that, like, I mean, she was young and she survived in the multiverse, but like, and the idea is that 2 adults would probably be able to survive as well. I also thought that he was giving her false hope because it's like, well, we don't know what universe you dropped her into. Like, she could be you're
gonna be hopping around for quite some time trying to find him.
It could be like a mushroom universe, like in freaking Sonic. And I know. It's like, I don't know. They might be like freaking psychotics by that time. But this is like from IGN, says viewers of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness are debating whether the movie should have received an R-rated instead of a PG-13 designation. And my answer is no.
I will say that this is probably the bloodiest of all the MCU films. And that image there does not really accurately represent what the zombie looked like in the movie. Half of his face was gone. There was some elements in the film where I could see some younger children being scared, but I think the PG-13 rating is accurate.
I think PG-13 is pretty good because they're not taking like 5-year-olds to this. It's PG-13.
Well, you shouldn't be, but their people are.
Fine.
That's the problem, and that's where we're getting complaints, I guess.
Yeah, because people, there's people who sneak babies and sneak, their kids because they can't get a sitter,
right?
And they bring them, to these movies, and they're halfway, scared to death because it's the rating is obvious for for a certain age. But this isn't like it was blood spurting, everywhere and severed heads and
No, it was definitely in the
things
PG-13
like that.
range.
Yeah,
And
it was
I thought it was
totally
PG-13.
PG-13. I agree.
Yeah. Especially this day and age, PG-13. I mean, come on.
I know.
oh yeah.
Like
No, I'm in agreement with you there, Nina, but I will say, like, up front, I did notice that this probably was the most gruesome of all the Marvel films we've gotten to this day. Seeing like
because we had
some of the
zombie
deaths
in
and
it,
stuff.
you
Well,
know?
not just the zombies, the deaths were actually pretty visceral in
Yeah,
comparison to shit we've
brains
seen before.
exploding
And people getting
and
cut
all
in
that.
half and shit
Yeah.
like that. Like, I mean, sure, you
Mhm.
don't actually see it all on screen, but there's quite a bit of it.
You got to see more than Morbius, I can tell you.
That's
that
my
much.
point, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying is overall, like, this is, I understand the gripe of some parents of younger children, but this is where it's like, that's what the PG-13 fucking rating is for.
Yeah.
And I said this morning, if your kid is under the age of like 10, might be a little scary for them. And it's probably too boring for them anyway.
Is
So you might wanna
Morbius
think in that.
PG-13 or what was
Yeah,
that
it was
one?
PG-13.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
PG-13. Yeah.
Almost all
Yeah.
these movies are across the board. I mean, the
Disney
rating
won't do an
system
R
is
for this.
fucked anyway. That's part of the problem. It has been forever, but
Mhm.
I mean, you have problems with a situation where you can't show like realistic certain violence on certain things, but yet you can see 20 fucking people get mowed down with a machine gun, no problem, PG-13.
Right.
Plus, Disney's not going to go for that R. They're just not.
No,
Oh, Disney never will up
No.
front, no.
And I just want to bring up one last thing before we get to the super chats, just to like wrap up the topics here. And that's the idea that, the Doctor Strange has been making so much money this weekend. It's made a lot. I think, what was it? 450 million?
Yeah, about 450 million.
Yeah, here it is. So it says Multiverse of Madness has earned 450 million in the film's worldwide box office opening weekend. And I feel like that's interesting considering it's Doctor Strange 2 that people are going to see. This is coming off. This is the first Marvel movie coming off a very successful one.
I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people want to see this.
In which he was a part of, an integral part of No Way Home. So a lot of people are like, okay, I want to go see Doctor Strange 2. I want to see what the fuck's going on. They go, and then they realize this has to do with WandaVision. He's not the main, the main characters of his own story. And then you start to hear word of mouth, like the way that we're talking about it, or Gary, or Andre, and what he, the video he put out. And you're starting to hear these things. I don't know. People are going to watch this movie multiple times the way they did with No Way Home. So I would be really interested to know what the second week and third week are going to be like.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
What do you ladies think? Because I think this might have one of the biggest drop-offs of the MCU. What do you ladies think?
I think so.
I think it's going to have a huge
What do you think the
drop-off.
percentage is on this as far as the drop-off? Because the average is in the 60 to 67 percentile. Anything over 70 is bad, very bad. So where do you think this one lands?
I think it's going to be at least 40 because is there anything else coming out this week that's even close to something like this? This had so much heavy advertising and marketing. I don't
Not
think
this week,
but
in 2 weeks, Maverick comes out.
Yeah.
Maverick.
So just by the
that
fact
might put up
that
fight.
coming out now, that might also work in its favor a little bit.
Plus, another thing to remember is that there are people who've been looking forward to seeing this movie for a long time. So, like myself, so they rushed out the first opportunity to go and see that.
And I think a lot of people are doing that to avoid spoilers too. Yeah,
that's true too.
I don't know. I just see a
people
huge drop off with this when they realize how shitty of a movie this is.
Well,
and
I think that's a big
WandaVision
part of it.
Season 2.
I think that's a big part of it, Nina, and I think it'll be interesting to see too because my original prediction was, I'm not surprised by this opening. Like, it was pretty much dead on or a little bit more than what I think I predicted. But I also expected like twice as many cameos.
Do you remember what Odin predicted on FNT?
No, I don't. But point being is, I think you guys are right in a sense that people aren't going to come back to this because there's not the little Easter egg things to go back to like with No Way Home. Like, I know people who went back to No Way Home 6, 7, 8 times.
Yeah, when I saw No Way Home, I wanted to see it again the same day. And
Me too. I was like,
agree.
Let's go again. Like,
there
I was
some
so
kid
excited.
who beat some like record in the Guinness World Book of Records for seeing a movie most times I think he beat one of the last Star Wars movies. I think it was 292 times he went to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was
or something like that.
we
Maybe it
had
was
that
even
on
more
my
than that,
Florida
but yeah,
show.
you know
By
what I'm
the-
talking
Jordan
about.
did it.
By
Yeah.
the way, just so you guys know, I actually didn't pay for this movie. My money didn't go to Disney. I paid for tickets to Downton Abbey 2, and I'm very happy I did that. So I'm just letting you know, I didn't pay for this fucking shit.
Do what you
You're
gotta
Canadian,
do.
Mr. Tickle Trunk. I don't know what to tell you. It's on Stars right now through Amazon's streaming service. Otherwise, it should be on Netflix in I think 3 months or so, give or take here, and then it'll go to Disney
Netflix?
Plus. Yeah,
Really?
because they have a deal. Sony had their deal with Netflix, and then D Plus gets them after that. So like I think it's just the Spider-Man and the Venom and Morbius movies, and I think it's only for a short window, and then I think it's 6 months after that, after No Way Home hits Netflix. I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, it's either 6 or 9 months, then all 3 of the Spider-Man films will go to D Plus after that. So that's what I remember hearing, and the first 2 might even hit D Plus before. I have no idea exactly the whole deal, but yeah, like Netflix had the deal before all this stuff was in place, so like D Plus was a thing and all that stuff. That's why. So they had like future rights to the sequels, is what I'm saying. But anyway, moving on.
Well, yeah.
And as far as international, I have no idea what the deals are, so you'll have to look up Google Wise and stuff like that, Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Cool.
But yeah, as far as competition, yeah, it doesn't really have much on the horizon outside of Top Gun 2. And do we see that as direct competition to this, though?
I don't think they're the same audience. So I don't think it's going to directly compete. It may pull some numbers away from them, but the audience for Top Gun Maverick there's not a whole lot of cross.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be a lot of 35 and older, and then a lot of young males. Outside of that, I don't think it's going to hit too many demographics.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I think after Maverick, 2 weeks after Maverick debuts, Jurassic World Dominion.
That is a toss-up. Because the last one did well, but it was not well received.
I just don't think
ass.
I just don't think this is going to do as well as Spider-Man, and I think it's going to be a lot.
It never
less.
would. It never was.
No,
My
no.
question now is, does it hit the billion? I mean, it got a hell of a head start. Like, it's almost halfway after the first weekend, technically.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think there's going to be a huge drop off because I think everybody was excited, and it's that bait and switch factor, right?
Yes.
Like you get you go for Doctor Strange, and then you get crazy Wanda and America Chavez, and you're like, the fuck? And then they, kill off some of your favorite characters.
Right.
Maybe you don't like that. So maybe you're like, maybe you're not a huge Sam Raimi fan. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of people who went because Sam Raimi was directing it, and maybe you're not a big Sam Raimi fan, and you could not give a fuck. I don't know.
But Nina, you're right. Because even among the Dark Council, we were talking. Some of us went and saw it, and some of us were just like, "We'll wait to hear what you think, and then we'll make up our minds." And some of the guys were like, "Screw it, I'll just wait till it comes down on Disney Plus." Because
that's what I'm doing with Thor at this point. I don't give a
want to
shit.
spend my money when you guys are telling me, and it's like the opinion is so split. That's the thing that cracks me up about this film. It's like you either love it or you freaking hate it. There's no middle. Yeah, it's
well,
an
I'm more in
okay
the middling ground, and I would say the only ones who really love it are the stans. Right.
Yeah.
I've seen very few people that are, like, I'm kind of very much in the middle with this movie. Like, I did not hate it. My biggest gripe with it is it's not a Doctor Strange 2 movie, right? Like,
Exactly.
To me, it was a better climax than what we got out of WandaVision, but that was so bad that
awful. I wanted to set my teeth.
Well, here's the thing. Like, when I got out of the theater, I was also like middle ground. I was like, it was all right. Like, it was entertaining, I guess, for a couple of hours. You go and kill some time and watch a movie and you call it a day. It's fine, right? But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wait a minute, what the F that I would just watch, like, you know, because he's one of my favorite characters, and then it's like, oh no, he actually just got shat on, like, and so did Professor X, and so did, like, you know, and it's just like you're replaying these scenes over and over, and then you're like, I don't know, it just kept going down for me, so I don't know.
You know, you're better than me because I came out of that movie hot.
Yeah,
I was pissed when I came out of this movie. It's like I waited for this, and you know, two major, you know, huge characters, how they went, and it's not about Doctor Strange. I was not happy. I was not pleased. The next day, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe instead of a D-, I'll give it a C+.
Yeah, I think Lofty brought out like all the hate in me even more, because he was all like, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. And I was like, excuse me? And then like that's when I started really thinking about it. So I was like, what? And then we went on Flashcast, and the rest is history. But
a lot of the general population, audience, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to hate this movie. They're going to like it well enough. But a lot of those people also weren't nerds like us who were keeping up with the, how many
with everything
cameos
yeah.
is there going to be and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I think for the most part, that's where I think divisiveness will come in. And I think between the stands and the general audience, they're going to be fine to loving it. The other fans, though, are going to be lukewarm to flat out fucking hating it. Like, I seen one in here. I hated it in the chat. Like, right? Absolutely hated the clip.
I feel you.
Well, I know Nerdrotic hated it. I mean,
but yeah,
to
answer the question about what happened in Mission Impossible, they are shooting the next two films back to back. It got delayed. So what they did was they pushed Top Gun 2 into what was supposed to be the next Mission Impossible film slot, and pushed back the next Mission Impossible. So, and there's now a lawsuit going on between Paramount and Tom Cruise over this whole fucking. This is going to get interesting, kids.
What?
Like, I don't know if many people know what's going on.
I didn't know about that.
Well, because they were supposed to shoot both movies back to back. Now, you remember back when that audio leaked of Tom Cruise freaking out at his crew about the restrictions?
Yeah.
I think there was some legitimacy to that, because there's things that he was saying in there that now are starting to make sense. And it sounds like Paramount was trying to back out of the deal to shoot both movies back to back. And I'm sure it had something to do with his production company. So it's actually, I believe, his production company that's suing them. But like, yeah, I think we'll hear something about this down the line in the future. Or it may just kind of get dealt with out of court. Okay. So yeah, but the budget ballooned. So now they're arguing that the budget, like this, that, and the other. I don't know all the details, but there's some stuff going on with that.
Hey, I gotta be right back.
Yeah, no problem. We're actually going to get into super chats now, though.
Yes,
and,
first of all,
you guys have sent so many, and we appreciate you being so patient. And I'm not dipping the back so you can get in.
We do, and we do appreciate the fact that there's over 450 of you watching. So thank you so much. Please do hit that like button. We surely do appreciate it. Thank you guys for being so
This
generous.
might actually be an accurate statement and not hyperbolic from Sander, by the way.
Oh, the one about
if Tom Cruise actually goes to court. Yeah.
He
might end up owning Paramount at this point. It might be cheaper for him just to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding at that.
Paramount is bankrupt and his lawyer is swimming in it.
They're one of the last rungs of Hollywood right now. Anyway, I'm going back.
Okay, so the Waltman 4 for $9.99. Thank you so very much for the super chat, my dear. All right, so same question. What is this panel's thoughts about a leaked memo from a PR firm telling every major company to keep their mouths shut on a certain decision / leaked draft? I'm going to show you something. Yeah, they need to keep their mouth shut.
Hold up, I was gone half the day. What's this about?
This is Disney's stock price. It's $107
what's this leaked draft? I didn't hear about this.
This is the Supreme Court RW.
Oh yeah.
That one, yeah. So there was a memo that went out that basically said, "Keep your mouth shut about it." So that's the reason why I bring up Disney stock price, because if you don't keep your mouth shut about it, don't talk about it, like, the Florida law, just keep doing business as usual, because you don't want this happening to you.
Interesting.
That's why. I just wanted to show that so that you guys see the
Somebody
slide.
send
But
me that
yeah.
memo. I think Andre would like to see that.
Yeah. So whoever leaked it, they were pretty freaking smart, because just don't get political, just sell your stuff. And you want to get this one here?
Yes. Therio God of Rage. Therio, God of Rage, for $5. Super chat. Thank you so much for your generous super chat. We so appreciate it. It sucks that Perez passed. He drew and helped create my favorite Avengers run, and JL versus Avengers with Kurt Busiek. F cancer.
I know that still hurts. Oh man. But the good thing is, well, the good thing, let's just say blessing, is that we have a lot of his artwork, that we can still look at and remember him by. There you go, God of Rage, for another $5. Thank you so much for this generosity. I hate that they made Wanda pointlessly and nebulously powerful.
Yes.
She's powerful in the comics, but she still has weaknesses and has been beaten. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was like, what is she? What are they doing? At least say something. Give us some parameter to go by. This is her weakness, or she can't do this, or we were told nothing, and you're just kind of left wondering, well, what the hell is going on? And it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable feeling.
Absolutely. I agree. Let's see. We have Aiken for the super sticker. And what super sticker do we have? Aiken, thank you so very much for that $3.99.
I missed that one.
Yeah,
I did not get to see what it was.
Super sticker. Is it the Shiba Inu dog?
Let's say it is for now.
Shiba Inu dog. Hearts.
We'll just say thank you, Aiken. That's all that matters.
Thank you, Aiken. I sure do appreciate that.
Oh, Tennille 89, aka Dislike Funds, for a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for your generous super chat. We so appreciate it. Choo choo! All aboard Disney's Mediocrity Express, where there's 3 destinations: meh, dissatisfaction, and death. Customer choice, preference, mileage may vary. For more pleasant options, consult a different metaphor. It is turning into, wishes going down the drain. We're just not getting what we are accustomed to seeing from them, and it's sad. It's really sad, Lorena. This is not a cool time for them.
No, it's not, especially a time when I remember they used to put out quality entertainment. And when you knew something came out from Disney, guess what? It was top notch. Now it's just like, what level of mediocrity are we gonna see now? Something else. Ugh. Mr. Tickle Trunks for 20 Canadian dollars. Thank you so very much, my dear, for that generous super chat. Wong, what about the other Wanda? She goes anyway. Wanda on Wanda fight, kid scared. Even Wanda almost kills her. Enter Vision. Yes. Shoulder touch. She freezes. They talk. Internal fight inside Wanda, and the book dies. End.
Yeah.
That would have worked perfectly, because I'm telling you, it's like when Vision shows up, it's all of a sudden she kind of snaps to her senses. Even if she's fighting him, she's she's actually will listen to him.
Yes. And Mr. Trickle Trunk for another $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, Mr. Tickle Trunk. We love these and so appreciate it. Doctor Strange would help too. This way, Disney makes it so Wanda still saves herself, but Vision helps. Everyone happy. Another great solution.
Exactly. And comic accurate. I keep emphasizing that point, because on WandaVision, they didn't read the comics.
No,
Nope, not at all. Cosmo James for $5. I like that avatar. Says the more I think about Doctor Strange 2, the more I hate it. I gave it a 2 or 3 out of 5 in my review, but it's starting to dip to a low 2. So mediocre. And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you kind of have the reverse of what I did. I was just super freaking angry, and if I had to give it a score out of 5, I was going to give it a 1. Bumped it up to a 2 after thinking about it a little bit. But when you think about it, it's still mediocre. You shouldn't have to watch WandaVision to watch this movie. They should have been able to wrap up whatever it was in WandaVision and package it in the movie so you wouldn't have to see that. But you know what? Disney wants that Disney Plus money. So, that's why they freaking did it. It is mediocre, freaking mediocre. Ugh. Let's see. And next there's Darius for $1.49.
Thank you so much.
And Tom put the description in the back in the private chat.
Okay.
It's about at 9:12.
Yes, and that is. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Tom?
No, go ahead. You.
Okay, you said 9:12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not in the private chat.
Mm-hmm. It's in a private chat.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't see it. It is a purple cat.
Yay.
So cute. Is it like the one from Sailor Moon? The purple cat.
Oh, I love that. The chibi cat.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, dearest. Appreciate that. Let's see. And Fletcher Williams for $1.99. So glad to see you here, my dear. And thank you for that super chat. So sad how they destroyed Doctor Strange and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I wasn't even a Doctor Who fan. I just knew of it. But it just broke my heart how they just like gutted it. And people who were fans of the show for the longest time, they're like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely
Right here. Yeah.
And I can't help myself. If it was Samuel L. Jackson, he'd be like, get those goddamn dialects off my fucking party. You just know.
So funny.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised someone hasn't done a parody of that on us.
I know they should. That's funny.
I was
Like
so
they're like, exterminate, exterminate your.
Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time, because it ain't what, it's who. Doctor Who, motherfucker.
Get it right, bitch.
I would watch that.
They should do a
I
parody
ain't
of
got
that. That's
time
funny.
for this shit. That's
Yes.
your catchphrase.
I ain't got time.
That's
I'm
right.
a time lord, but I ain't got time for this
That's right.
shit.
Mm-mm.
I may be a time lord, but I ain't got time for this shit.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
great. And then Maria's here. Maria with tea and Kelly.
Hello, my dear.
Hi. She says, just a shout out to the lovely ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, lovely. I had the pleasure of interviewing her on my channel. So you have to check that interview
Nice.
out. Let's see. And next,
Yes. Night of Snoke for $1. Is it a sticker, guys? Or is it
no, he just said $1, and this is it here.
Oh, yes. Night of Snoke says, or does he? Yes. Midnight's Edge. On CW, they plan a Gotham Knights show. Yes, another show without Batman. And Justice University, which is Green Arrow's friend as teacher of young superheroes. Sounds like grooming to me.
Oh,
Are they still going
Wow.
forward with the Gotham Knights show?
I don't know. I've not heard
I
about
thought I
that.
had heard
Right,
that might
yeah.
not have got picked up, but I don't know enough about it. So sorry, I can't really answer on that. But
I thought I heard it got canceled too, but I don't remember.
yeah, for some reason
I could be
that's-
mistaken.
I could be wrong though. But you probably keep up with it more than I do on that one, Night of Snoke. But at this point, yeah, I'm not so sure they're going to get too much started unless
Mhm.
they're just trying to pick up an audience to move it to HBO Max. HBO Max is where they're going to put a lot of their emphasis in the future, I think.
Mhm.
I just read the next super chat and it cracked me up.
Let's see. In Incogito. I love that name.
That's funny.
For $5. Thank you so much. She says, oh, sorry if I misgendered you. By the way, ladies, if you turn off the lights and close your eyes, I too look like Thor. Hey now.
Yeah. Oh, Incogito, you're the best.
What's better yet is this is true of me as well, and I actually feel like Thor in Endgame.
You said an end.
That's just so I don't get sued.
Oh my god. Great super chat. Great super chat. Well done. Well done. And then Adam Wolford for 2 says Thor lost his eye in Ragnarok. That's right. We read that already.
Yeah, we did. I'll still watch it again before Dark World. I say that. Stick with it.
Susan Dolan for a $5 super chat. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for the super chat. We do appreciate it. Greetings, ladies and Tom. Tony Stark's armor wasn't the only thing stolen. Her name is taken from a Japanese porno movie and the porno armor too. Well.
Well, we know what Harum's doing after the show. I still say my take on Ironheart is so much better.
I like yours too. I like yours a lot, actually.
Hire me, Marvel. I'll fix her for you.
It's like hire you or freaking Script Doctor. There's so many things that Script Doctor said that could have fixed Doctor
He's
Strange.
good, but there's times where him and I see just completely different on views on things because we'll get into knockdown, drag out fights about certain things. But
that's funny.
No, but we love each other. So
of course.
He thinks I'm funny.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, you guys have both creativity, whereas they don't, because everything is about the message and just whatever. Like
message.
You can come at it from 2 different creative angles and have completely different storylines, but they'll both be still good.
But a lot of those writers that are in place now, they don't have any talent. That's another.
No, they got hired for, the right thing.
Yep.
Not their,
or what was between their legs, or
that true, or who they're banging, or Dave K for $5. Thank you so very much. In the comics, the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel's character's purpose is to give Rogue her flight and super strength. That should be how Brie exits the MCU.
That would be nice.
I think
I like that episode.
That is acceptable.
I think that the Marvels movie is Brie's last appearance. She's too expensive.
I can see that.
She's the most expensive of all of them because she started out with the highest. Well, she started out with the highest paycheck, $5 million, for the first movie. Like most of them got scale to begin with, and because I think like even Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans made only like $250,000. I think it was for the first 2 movies they were in, something like that, or maybe $500,000 at the most. And maybe some back end points at the most, but like, they didn't. All the other stars started out low, but like, just for example, I don't know half of what their salaries were, but like, I think RDJ's salary for Endgame was somewhere in the $40 million range, if I remember right. 20.
Yeah, his was really high.
And then Evans was like 15
sense.
or 20, and then like, believe it or not, even like Paul Rudd made like I think was somewhere in like the $12-13 million range because that was like his second or third appearance too, and so. Brie Larson, and they add it on to it every time. So like this, they probably spent close to $15-20 million just for Brie Larson in this movie.
That's the kind of stuff that really drives me crazy when they're like the female wage gap, and you're like, dude,
no,
depends who you are as a woman, I guess. Like, I don't know if you have the right politics or the right whatever.
Oh, like remember when they were making a big deal about Gal Gadot making only like what was it, $1 million or something like that for the first Wonder Woman? It's like, well. Henry Cavill literally got paid like only $150,000 for the first Man of Steel movie. He didn't make shit.
He didn't make anything. Yeah. And he put out like the best performance.
But now he's worth some money. So yeah.
Yep.
He ain't coming back unless he gets paid, from what I heard. But
good for him. I would be like, fuck you too.
He does love the character, but he's also got principles. He's already got Witcher. He's got Highlander. He don't need Warner Brothers.
He also has probably Mass Effect as well.
Oh, that's right. He was rumored for that too, wasn't he?
No.
Dave
Is
K
this
is
for
next
you,
again.
Nina?
I think this is the second one. in a
Yeah,
row.
Dave K. Thank you so much for another $5. Says Rogue steals. Oh wait, no, we got that one.
Did
right?
we get this one?
Rogue steals powers of flight
No,
and
that was
strength. No,
yeah.
this
This
is it.
new. This is
Rogue
different.
steals her powers of flight and strength. Outside
Mhm.
outside of that and alcoholism, Carol Danvers didn't have much to add to the comics. I remember I saw I haven't read the comics, but I saw that episode in the X-Men animated series, and it was one of my favorite episodes because it was like Rogue's origin story and how she got her powers, and it was really emotional. It was really well done.
Yes, this is true. Waiting for Orville. In fact, in a lot of cases, women get paid more for doing less.
Yeah.
The only cases where that's not the same is like probably nursing in certain other areas, and obviously,
Well, it depends on what kind of job it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Because
yes.
IT.
There's certain places where things are pretty equal, and then you have other where it's not so much. But yeah.
Modeling, male models don't make squat.
Oh yeah, there's a great example. Oh, porn stars. There's another great example. Like the male porn stars don't make shit
compared to the female ones.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we
like,
do put in more
happy
work.
to be here, man. Well,
it's not the quote unquote wage gap; it's the market.
That's right.
Yep.
And as Robert Meyer Burnett says, you don't get what you deserve.
You get what you negotiate.
Yep.
The Waltman for $4.99 super chat. Hello, the Waltman. Thank you so much for your super chat tonight. For Tom, the memo was reported on Newsweek. It talked about Coke, Netflix, and Starbucks's telling them to.
I saw. Okay, we did talk about this morning. I thought it was Disney because that's the way the original thing was posted. So. Did Disney say something too, or no?
No, Disney didn't say anything.
That's
because
they're
PR
idiots.
firm put that out. So it's like, you don't want to be a Disney. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for pointing me in the right direction. And I think Andre's already aware of that. So yeah, that's probably what he's got me working on tomorrow. Dave K comes in with another one here, guys.
Dave K for $5. Thank you so very much for that super chat. You'd think if they wanted more diversity in the Bat family, you'd see more exposure for the Cassandra Cain version of Batgirl. I'm not familiar with the comics, so who is Cassandra Cain?
I
know Kate Cain. Well, wait, if I look it up, I'll know.
Is that the same character? Or are they just related? I can't remember now. That's my problem. That's why I hate these redundant fucking characters.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one because this is a newer version, so I'm not familiar with her.
I mean, you can have Nightwing, Batwing, Bat Poop. I don't give a fuck as long as it's something different. We have so many fucking Batmen. We have so many Batwomen, Batgirls, Robins, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I hate redundant characters. Okay, so this would be, yes, that's what I thought. So she would be, I believe, Batman and Catwoman. No, wait, which one is this one? Is this the one that's the daughter of Batwoman, Catwoman and Batman, or is this another one I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I have no idea what she is. I'll read her biography.
I was just curious.
Can't remember. That's the problem. There's too fucking many of them. Current Batgirl and daughter of an assassin. Okay, so not even the one I was thinking of. She's the kids in Birds of Prey. I knew she was in Birds of Prey. That was where I got her mixed up with the other. No, that's Huntress. Okay. All right. I knew it was. Yeah, see so many stories as Peter Venkman said. Yeah, that's the problem. And it's not like they have different names for any of these characters either. They're all Batgirl. You know what I mean? Like, okay, how many different fucking Batgirls we got?
You know, which one? Batgirl. What? You mean Asian Batgirl, Black Batgirl, Triple Black Girl? Which one?
Commissioner Gordon's daughter, or
it says Cassandra's origin story presents her as the daughter of the assassins David Cain and Lady Shiva, and she was deprived of speech and human contact during her childhood as conditioning and to become the world's greatest assassin.
That's okay. Kathy Cain was the OG Batwoman, and that's a total separate person. Okay, that's another thing I was completely.
Okay.
See, that's the fucking problem. I can't keep half of these fuckers straight.
I can't either, Tom.
And then to add insult to injury, and Batman and Robin, they made her the fucking niece of fucking Alfred.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Alicia Silverstone. She's
Yeah,
the niece
she
of
was like the
Alfred.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I was like, what?
Yes. I think that was when I should have turned it off.
Like, damn,
Kidding,
our
I don't
vibe
know
here.
why.
What the fuck
She
is
was
going
so
on?
hot though. I was like, I'm
She was
into
alright.
this.
Then we've got, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the redundant characters. I know that's not a popular opinion among some people.
Let's see. That's you, Nina.
Adam Wolford for the $2 says Riri back in the day meant you were special. Oh my god.
That's what I said the first time I heard her fucking name too. Like last time I checked, you got called Riri. Oh,
Riri?
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to censor myself a little bit here.
You know what?
If you got called
Go
Riri
ahead,
in the
go ahead.
neighborhood back in the day, it wasn't a good thing.
No.
True story. When I heard Riri, I said, "What, Rihanna?" Because that is her nickname, is Riri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a cologne called Riri, right?
I don't
think
know.
so. Yeah, coming out. Yeah.
But I did think I also did think Rihanna because I was like,
A
is her name
clone or
Rihanna?
cologne?
And like
You never
her
know
nickname is
anymore.
Riri? I didn't know.
I just
Yeah, her
cologne?
nickname is Riri. Mhm, yeah.
With an
Got
A before the
cosmetics
L. Like we need 2 Rihannas. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
The one's enough. And while we're on the subject of Adam Wolford, he sent this to me on Facebook for you ladies to see.
Oh,
I guess it has something to do with Warhammer or whatever, 40K.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it. It is completely out of my realm of understanding. I apologize up front for those with sensitive ears.
What is happening?
I love cocaine.
Wow.
I love the choice of music.
I know, this is hilarious. Oh my god. Wow. Is this like Amber Turd's song or something? Like I don't. Is
I
that
think
like a
so.
cartoon?
She loves cocaine. I was gonna say
It
it'd
should
make
be
more
her
fun.
theme song.
Yeah.
God, that was funny.
Shit.
My god, that was hilarious.
Something.
Wow.
My
Thank
eyes.
you for that, Adam.
That was crazy.
And then
like,
Paulie
you know when
coming
you're
in
not
again
prepared,
here.
you're like, whoa, that was like so much.
Yeah, just a reminder tonight after Toxic Femininity, hit Paulie up for the information on how to watch Streetfighter with the Midnight's Edge Espanol gang. If I could speak, I can't even speak English. Y'all expect me to go over there and try and talk Spanish?
I wish I could. I gotta go to bed. Gotta get up early for work in the morning.
Jean-Claude Van Damme playing an American.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And then you got Raul Julia playing a Russian.
Wow.
The good old days.
Yep. Those are the days.
When you could do that.
Yep.
People not get offended.
I must be saying, though, that Raul Julia is a very sexy Russian man. Just so you know this.
Oh, my.
One of the best ever.
Oh, my God.
Street Fighter is a big hit over here. Very big hit. The other movies with Van Damme, not so much. Just so.
Here we go. I think this is a Horton, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, Nicholas Horton for a £5 super chat. Thank you so much, Nicholas Horton. Hi, lovely ladies and Tom. As far as I know, Amazon Prime has the international streaming rights for No Way Home.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, was it Amazon? I knew it was one of them. I'm sorry. My bad, Nicholas. But thank you for... Oh, they have the international rights. Okay, well, that's good to know as well. And
That's
how
cool.
you doing?
Hey.
Good to see you, Nicholas.
Yes, I love that Avatar because I'm catching up on season 5 of My Hero Academia.
Nice.
Subtitled version too. So proud
What's
of
going on
myself.
with Latinos? And yes, we are here now in Zoom. The movie will be in English with Spanish subtitles.
Oh,
there
okay.
you go.
Okay, cool.
And then David K, thank you so much for the 5, says Cassandra Cain was the first Batgirl to get her own solo title, the only Bat Family title to outsell the main Batman title. She's like Snake Eyes. Wow.
Okay.
Good to know.
I like Snake Eye. Not the origin movie. Abomination. No.
I've heard that's terrible.
No, I refused. I refused to watch that. And G.I. Joe was one of my favorite comics to collect.
I hated that second
ton.
one. Oh my God.
I love that.
I had a ton of them.
That's so cool that you were into the G.I. Joe comics, Lorena, because it was like mostly like a dude's thing. Like most people like associate it with a lot of guys liking it. And I think it's really cool that you liked it and collected it.
Yeah, I did. It was hot guys.
It did have some very strong women in the show, though, especially
they did. Scarlet
and
Baroness.
Yeah, Lady Jane.
Freaking badass.
Yeah, I never gotten in.
I think Dave Kane deserves this.
Yes,
absolutely.
I would say so.
Thank you.
It's good to know. And Adam Wolford comes in again here with another one.
Okay, I think it's R's turn.
Yes, Adam Wolford for a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Adam Wolford. So generous tonight. We so appreciate it. In No Man's Land comic run, where Gotham became cut off from the rest of the U.S., she is only one that fights on the same level as Batman back in the early 2000s. Gotham became Mad Max with Batman.
Wow.
That sounds cool.
Interesting.
Kind of almost sounds like Snyder's Nightmare World thing.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
I have to agree. It does. Thank you.
There's so much comic stuff to keep up with.
My
brain is
goodness.
like
Raymond,
making it rain.
Money bombs. Hello. He says, hello, lovely ladies.
Hi, Raymond.
I was looking forward to Doctor Strange 2, but it sounds like a major letdown. You've all never led me astray, so thanks for saving me the trouble. Y'all always make Monday a night to look forward to. Love you all. Hi, Tom.
Oh, Raymond.
How you doing, Raymond? Not only that, guess what? It'll be available let's say in about 40 days.
Yeah, I would just wait and just watch it on Disney Plus. Like, I mean, like if I was you, I would just wait. But then again, if you're like really into Marvel stuff, like, and this is something that I've said to people, like even though I hate this fucking movie, but I think that, you know, the theater experience is a thing that's going to be a thing of the past at some point. Just kind of like, you know, how like Blockbuster was and everything like that. So if you want to just go for the experience of going to the movies just because, go have fun.
It was
just
a decent
remember this
3D experience.
Go make up your own mind. Like I tell people, my job and our panel here, our job is not to tell you whether you should see something. So
there was some pretty cool 3D
visuals.
visuals.
Make up your own mind. Oh, I didn't watch it in 3D.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't think the effects were as bad as a lot of the more modern Marvel movies. Like I thought, I mean, they weren't great, but they were pretty solid. I don't remember any real bad special effects standing out. There was a few that were kind of meh. And then
the first 5 minutes was the worst one, I thought.
But the only time I felt like it kind of was standing out is what's her face who plays America Chavez. You could totally tell when she was on wires because I noticed every time she's on the wire, she goes pigeon-toed.
Oh, I didn't notice that, but I thought that the first 5 minutes of like the super CGI, I was like, wow.
Maybe in 3D that helps because like that's one of the reasons why I prefer 3D because it sometimes helps with the blending of CGI effects in the backgrounds and all that stuff makes it feel more real to me. But because like me watching most movies, like CGI stuff stands out like a sore thumb.
Dude, they weren't even offering 3D in my theater.
They were in mine. I just skipped it because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the movie or not. But Tom, you're right. When you're watching in 3D, there's a depth access to that, so it renders differently.
I can see how that would look better in 3D. I can see that.
In 3D.
One of the worst experiences, though, you guys would never believe, it was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I thought, okay, this is actually going to help the special effects considering they were already dated because I think it was the 10th anniversary. It was one of the most flat 3D presentations I'd ever seen in my life. It was horrible. It looked really like a really bad conversion. So I was kind of
I
disappointed.
never saw that in
yeah.
3D either.
But yeah, some of the Marvel ones have been some of the better ones, like Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, believe it or
I can't
not.
even remember the last time I saw a 3D movie. They don't usually offer it here in Mexico.
Spider-Man was okay, but I had to watch it like looking up. So it was like,
Wow.
I remember because you went to like the theater.
Yeah, I bought my tickets too late. No, like,
yeah.
But thank you, Raymond, for that. That was
Yeah.
a very
Thanks,
generous
Raymond.
super chat.
Thank you so very much.
I like
for
this
that.
name, Incognito.
I know. It's so great.
Incognito. It's great.
It's kind
Is
of
it my turn?
cheesy.
Yes,
think
that's
it's my
right.
turn. Incognito for 5. Thank you. Says, by the way, ladies, if you turn off the lights and close your eyes, I too look like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hey now.
You know what's even
Ooh.
better yet? This is true for me as well. But I also do voices. So there's the added
Well,
portion.
there you go.
Well, Jack White for a $5 super chat.
Now
Thank
it's becoming
you
a dick
so much.
measuring contest between me and Incognito.
Have any of you watched the new Bosch series, Bosch Legacy? No, I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen the first Bosch, but I heard that it's fantastic. Have you guys watched it?
No,
haven't
but
even
that
heard
stars
of it.
what's his
It is.
face. God, I just can't think
Titus
of it.
Welliver?
Yes. From he was in like Deadwood and stuff. He's a good actor. Yeah.
He's a good actor, but I actually have not even heard about this movie. Or this series. I don't know what this is.
I've never
It must be
seen it.
good.
I see it advertised a lot, and they show it, and but I have never watched it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a police drama or something. That looks good, actually. Wow, it's 7 seasons. Started in 2014.
It's my first time hearing about it.
So there you go.
Really?
Let me just
Just
share
doing
my
the maybe pile.
screen.
No, I take that back. I think I've seen it advertised, but it hasn't been interesting enough to me to click on it.
Former Special Forces officer now works as a homicide detective in Hollywood division of the LAPD. That's not bad. I mean, that sounds pretty interesting.
There's got to be some pretty gritty shit goes down in Hollywood.
Yeah, if I watch that, I'll probably start
He's a
picking
good
out all the
actor,
places.
too.
Maybe
hang
that's
out.
why Lorena was like, I'm not interested because I live this every fucking
Yeah,
day.
exactly. There you go. See, that's
What's
the
worse
reason.
than Florida man? California man.
Yeah,
California.
LA,
man.
I'm sorry.
man.
California, LA them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. By the way, speaking of 3D, I think
Yes.
that's the next topic that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, we don't have much time left here,
It
so let's
most certainly is.
let's get into
So,
that.
Yeah, gonna share
On
this
that
shit.
note, while you're bringing up the story, I have actually something to share. I think.
Oh,
from
okay.
a good- he's like the star of the show tonight, Mr. Chris Gore. Yeah, he just shared something from back in the day that really gave me a giggle. Let me see if I can find it here. Where'd it
I
go?
love seeing pictures of him from back then.
Oh, this is actually a
Cool.
video.
See, people are saying that, giving it some good stuff. Bosch is the coolest police procedural I've seen in
Wow.
many years. You know what? I might check it out because I really like police dramas and like courtroom dramas and things like that. And
I retweeted it. Now I
stuff
can't
like
fucking
this.
find it. Oh, there
I
it is.
do
Okay.
too, but man, it'll be like when I used to live there. So
I know.
maybe I'll try one episode and see how far I get.
I guess he did this way back when for Avatar. So this is poignant again.
Okay, here we
For
go.
a charity. So please help.
Okay.
Don't strike us.
Hello, I'm Chris Gore.
He won't.
You know, as a lifelong moviegoer and film geek,
I want
I
to be
want
him
to
when I
talk to you
grow
about
up.
something
So.
that's important to everyone who
I
holds
think I know that part.
it's so precious. Kids everywhere are totally missing out, but now you can help. For your contribution of just $25, one child will be able to see one 3D movie.
Wow.
Life is in 3D. Shouldn't children be able to see movies in 3D? 3D movies are expensive. I mean, I'm on TV or cable TV, and it's expensive even for me.
I get that.
Imagine what it's like for kids who have no jobs.
Oh my God.
You know, children come into this world with two eyes. Two eyes meant to see movies in 3D, not 2D. Please contribute. Go to 3D for 2eyekids.com. Your contribution of $25 will help a child.
He went old school.
And thanks for listening.
I love Chris. I want to be him when I grow up.
Oh my god,
Dude, I got to hang out with a very drunk Chris Gore on Flash Gas, and I had no idea that he.
I was
had
jelly
it in
you were
him.
on there. I was like, oh man.
He was fire, like, and he was like just spitting out like the fieriest things at Lofty, and we were all just losing it because he was just insane. It was great. It was fantastic.
I'll have to check that out. He's pretty straight on my show.
So yeah,
My
speaking of
God.
all that business, the Avatar 2 trailer dropped today.
Yeah.
And,
So
I saw it in 3D a few days ago, and I was not impressed.
Really? I was gonna ask. Did you? Yeah. So you saw this in 3D, right?
Yeah, they had it
I saw
right
it
before
too,
the
but
movie. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
2D.
I saw this in 2D, and
Didn't-
I've never seen the original Avatar. Not interested in Dances with Smurfs, so I'm wondering
I've seen it.
if this will make me actually want to check it out. I mean, I'll give props for what it is. I mean, it was pretty advanced for its time.
this doesn't look
But-
much more advanced.
Yeah, but that's the
problem.
thing. That's the key, Lorena. For its time.
Mm-hmm.
13 years ago, this movie was groundbreaking for the animation. Now,
Exactly.
did it looks like every other single fucking movie, and
Now
it just doesn't look good.
it's because I'll have to I'll play and pause. It's not like it's something groundbreaking because other studios have the
Mute
same technology to do it.
Well, not just that. Like, yeah, the gimmick he's bringing to it this time is something that's in and of itself almost a decade old, and that is the high frame rate stuff, which most people didn't like when they did to The Hobbit and Gemini Man. They preferred to see it the regular way because it gives you a video effect, so it feels like you're watching a soap opera or the news.
This just looks like Pandora Land of the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, none of this looks like it's any more advanced than the
No.
last movie, really.
Honestly, none of it does to me.
I mean, if you
I didn't
enjoy
think
it and this
any
is
of
your
it
thing,
looked-
I'm glad you're getting a sequel, but I feel like it's
13
13
years
years
later,
too-
dude.
yeah, it's 10
That
years
is
too late,
crazy.
exactly.
13. I mean, that was the issue with why when they first announced they were going to build this land over in Animal Kingdom, it's like the movie's been out for like 5 years. There are no plans to make a sequel right away. So why are you why are you building this? Now it's popular because of the immersion, because it makes you feel like you're there.
Mhm.
But to see another movie like this,
Well, I mean,
there's nothing that
I
sticks
know
out to
that
me that makes me want to see it.
originally James Cameron did say that it was going to be a 5-movie epic or something like that, or like
making
it started at,
5?
it was either 3 or 5, maybe even
I think he
6.
said
I don't
a lot more
remember.
than that, yeah. And I think they were filming 2 and 3 together, and maybe 2, 3, and 4. So I
Mhm.
mean, they're going all in on this, but they're re-releasing the first film in theaters with enhanced,
With 4K.
in 4K and all that stuff like that in just before this one. So I think we'll kind of get an idea of how the second one's going to go from that.
Well, and that's smart because it was 13 years ago. They should
and that's what I was going to
re-release
ask.
it.
Do you ladies think this is really going to have any kind of impact though? Because they're not bringing anything new to the table, right? Like
I think it is because it's James Cameron. B, people are fucking starved. I mean, look at what we just watched, Doctor Strange, and it sucked. People are starved for entertainment, so I think it is going to be. It's going to be a contender of sorts.
Millions of
It might be
children worldwide
just
will
for the
watch
memes alone.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
What were you
this.
saying?
Millions of children worldwide are going to watch this. It's
Yeah.
going to get high replay in the 12 and under category, if there is one. They're going to be doing this. There's going to be Halloween costumes.
Do we have a rating for this yet?
Everything.
Not-
Not yet. This is a teaser trailer, so your rating.
The first one was
you're gonna get-
PG-13, so this one will be PG-13.
You're gonna get
Okay, so
Yeah.
PG-13.
No,
okay.
and I understand what you're saying, Nina. Like I've learned to never really count Cameron out, but I'm at this point where, and I made this point this morning where I'm like, this isn't Terminator, right? Like, sure, that was
Right.
7 years before, but that was a different time. And the first movie was one of those movies that gained most of its audience in video and cable over the
Mhm.
years, and it stuck around. Like people kept saying, "Hey, when are you going to do another one of those?" I don't remember people asking him, "Hey, when are you going to do another one of those?"
Yeah,
Avatar.
Mine
This
is
just
Emerald
never-
Forest for some reason, and I don't know why, but it feels like the Emerald Forest to me.
This just never sucked me in. The original, when I heard Avatar, I'm like, what? You mean like the one on Nickelodeon? At the time, that's what I thought it
Right. That's what
was.
I thought too.
And I was like, okay, cool. And it was like this one, and it's like I like sci-fi, I like fantasy movies, but this just did not speak to me. And the way kind of like how they go at the military, personally, that doesn't sit well with me at all. So that turned me off from not even trying to be interested, in watching this. But that aside, I mean, I agree. It's kind of like what new are you showing me besides the human, like this one right here? That's the only thing that looks to me as something
Well, I think
different.
that's their kid, right? I think.
Well, I haven't seen the first movie, so I have to guess.
Oh,
So I'm like,
right.
I don't know exactly, but
Sorry.
at least watching it, that does stick out as, okay, that's probably going to be the plot point. But then again, how many times have we seen movies like that? Granted, it's not Cameron, but
It's Dances with Wolves in Space.
he dances with Smurfs. That's what I call them, because they're blue people. So it will make money because it is James Cameron, but I don't think it's going to be at the level that it was when this movie was first released. Because when it was first released, it was groundbreaking at that point in time.
Yeah.
Things that hadn't been done before. So people had to check it out. But when you're watching it, it's like I've seen these same effects in the Flight of Passage attraction in Pandora at Animal Kingdom. Same effects with the 3D glasses. So it's nothing.
That's why it's not
different.
new anymore or groundbreaking. And this, again, like we've had 3D movies for a while now, and in fact, 3D is kind of like on its way out. Like I said, like we barely even get 3D
very
movies.
much so, sadly. Yeah,
like it's not a thing. Like it was a gimmick that kind of burned out. And I think that that going for it, like maybe, I don't know. I just think
it was the
studio's
studio's fault. They got very, very fucking greedy, and they had to make every goddamned movie 3D. I literally have over 300 3D Blu-rays, I think.
Yeah,
so
it was a big gimmick.
It was. And so I think that was the problem, is it became a thing where it didn't make the movie special anymore. Right? With Avatar, that was what made the original special, was that you didn't get. This is the first time they'd really perfected this polarized 3D since the early 80s. That was the last time they had done a polarized 3D movie.
Well, and I remember the reason that the 3D really, really failed, Tom, was the introduction of the 3D TV. And I remember because I worked at Future Shop at the time, and I worked in the TV department. And I remember that we had to sell those 3D TVs, and a lot of people were really interested. They came and bought it, and then that phase burned out when the 4K TV came out, and then people were like, who gives a shit about 3D? Let's go 4K. And then when that happened, because it became like in every household you could have this exact experience in your own living room, nobody cared about going to 3D movies anymore after that. So then it's just kind of like, snowballed into nobody cares anymore, and then they stopped making 3D movies as much.
Well, and I think the other problem is
he's kind of cute.
They tried to push the 3D technology at home before it was really ready.
Right.
They did the active stuff first, and that was just too expensive, especially for families with kids, and the glasses were not cheap, and they were...
Yeah, it's like, who wants to watch TV at home with his glasses on?
And they were usually chonky glasses. Now, when they got to the passive 3D for television, that I felt like they finally were getting in the right idea, and I felt like they should have carried that over into 4K, because then we could have actually had two separate 1080p, eyes instead of 720p like the TVs were downgraded.
Wait, is she pregnant there? Yes, she is.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, she is.
I think that's a scene where she's probably giving birth or something like that.
I have no idea. Yeah. I mean, some of the visuals are a little bit better than the original. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there and lie on that, but it's not like anything we haven't seen in the last, few, Planet of the Apes films. Like, because in those movies, the apes and the gorillas look so photorealistic in the last couple.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So the technology, it's like it's more widespread now. So
I'm also getting some of the Abyss vibes. Do you guys remember that film?
Yeah.
I Cameron has a hard on for going underwater.
He does.
Yeah,
and I love The Abyss. I mean, The Abyss is one of his greatest films, in my opinion. I love it.
It was okay. It was
It was
okay.
so entertaining, and
It's like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
It's on.
It was okay. For me, it
the
was like a
ending kind of
popcorn
sucked,
movie.
but like
Yeah, it
the
did.
actual movie was like, you know, the mystery and everything was really, really cool. Like the build up until he dropped the ball in the end.
So
And I'm
now
not so
we're
sure
on
that
water.
Cameron didn't go woke, so we'll see.
Well, I
That's
think
the
he did
other
go woke.
thing. And there was spots of it, like I said, with the dig at the military in the first one. I mean,
Wow, Jack
it's nowhere
White.
near what it's like, you know, now, but that does worry me. Hey, Jack White. Wow.
Make it
Wow.
rain.
Wow. For
My goodness.
$50. Thank you so very much. My opinion, Cameron hasn't directed a good movie since T2. I mean, the biggest
I
movies
don't
he's
disagree with him.
directed in recent years are Avatar, aka Space Pocahontas, and Titanic, which is a 2.5 hour chick flick to watch a boat sink on
Tell
count
me
as a
about
hard
it.
pass. Dude, I tell people Titanic, just watch the last 30 minutes.
Oh,
That's
I
all you
hated that.
watch.
They misrepresented that movie in the first few trailers before they moved the movie. You know what's funny, Jack, is you say in recent years, you do realize you're talking about 2 decades. It has literally been over a decade since this man has directed a movie. And the only exception I will say after T2, of course, would be True Lies. But after that, I
did
was
like
not
True
a fan of
Lies.
Titanic. I was not a fan of Avatar.
I was.
I love
I
I
wasn't
understand the
with
hype,
Titanic.
but I didn't like the films.
Look, I was 13 years old, and Leonardo
you were
DiCaprio
perfect
was
for it.
really
Exactly,
cute, and I was yes.
Oh, I watched it too, but I'm just like, this is freaking boring. Wake me up when the boat sinks.
That movie worked because of what Nina just said. Titanic worked because it hit 2 separate levels. It hit the young female demographic, and it hit the old male demographic like a motherfucker. I couldn't believe how many of my older uncles and shit were obsessed with that fucking movie. Like my one uncle would just go on and on and on about how accurate this was and inaccurate. Yes. The historical aspect.
All right.
Yes.
They did nail that. I will give them credit. They nailed that with how you basically see the Titanic as it was then, everything down to the freaking silverware.
And then you had, the 4 quadrantness of it because it has the disaster movie aspect, which pretty much appeals to just about everybody.
Right. I still remember like that scene in the ad where they're like hanging off of it, and it's just really like it was a big deal at the time. We were like, oh my God, you got to see this movie. This is like a must see.
That was 1997, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Around there in
Jesus
the 90s.
Christ.
I just remember asking my physics teacher, so how accurate is the Titanic movie at the end? And we literally, that's what we did. I was calculating how long it would take for it to sink.
The movie's about 80% accurate-ish. Outside of and that's if you take away the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Kate Winslet's character and half the main characters are made up. If you take that out of the aspect of it, he got most of the shit right as far as timing, things that would have been on like there's a few minor things. Like, this is how I know this is because of my fucking uncle. Like, first of all, in the beginning of the movie, Lake Wissota did not exist until like 5 or 10 years until after the movie was made because it was a man-made lake. The lake and they got the lanterns wrong on the boat and a couple other minor things like that. He was ticking down this whole list of things they didn't get right.
Well, I went into the conspiracy theory side of it, where I found out that the Titanic wasn't the ship that actually sank. It was its sister ship. And there's like this whole conspiracy theory about it and how it was one of the biggest, insurance scams of all time. And it's a pretty big time documentary that I really enjoyed. And I believe it. I think it's actually pretty freaking accurate. So that's funny.
The sister ship's name is the Olympic.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, RM. That's awesome.
I know everything about the Titanic, so yes.
Yeah. That shit was awesome. I was like, whoa, this is like some interesting conspiracy theories.
They've had a lot of good documentaries since his film came out. Like, there's a ton of stuff. It's really good. And
prolific.
We're lucky to get to go to Belfast and go to the Titanic Museum there, where the ship was built.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's cool.
I just wanted to know how I sank. That's all I cared about.
It was an iceberg. Damn it.
I know, but it's everything to it. How long it took to sink, how it broke up, how it finally went down,
The
little
socioeconomic
science nerd things, about that.
I like the economic stuff from the movie too, like the lower tiers and then the higher tiers, and
like
just
the
the
cattle
whole
class.
Yeah, like I liked all that stuff. I thought it was really cool. But again, I was 13 when I saw that movie, so I was like, full of hormones and
Leo was
rage.
great in it. Leo.
Rage at Kate Winslet in the end, like literally, like just fucking raging at that bitch. I hated Kate Winslet for years after that. I was like, I hate you. There was enough room on that boat. The door. I mean, the door.
Yeah, I agree. There was enough room. So.
But anyways,
final
this movie, are
thoughts
you guys
on
gonna
this
go
trailer.
see it? Lorena, I don't know if you're gonna go see it. Are you gonna go to maybe Avatar 1 since they're gonna be doing it in 4K and then go see this? Are you gonna do it?
I'm not paying money. I'm just gonna watch Avatar on Disney Plus. I may actually have a freaking watch party for that because I've never seen it before.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'll let you know. So I may actually do that. See if I can actually watch the whole movie without spitting and laughing and pointing, saying dances with
First
smirk.
of all, what's his name is in it? Whose name Worthington is in Avatar. Am I incorrect, ladies?
Which one?
Sam Worthington. Yeah, he's making a movie for the first time in 10
Sam
years.
Worthington is the lead in Avatar, and he's
yes.
So it's great either way.
I don't know if you actually get to see him anymore, though.
Dude, Sam Worthington is like old now.
I was
He
gonna say,
was like
didn't his body
so
die
young.
and he's in an Avatar.
Say his
now.
body.
Like
He did. It's
he
true.
did, he
He's like in
died.
an Avatar.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. That's the end of the first movie.
Oh, sorry, Lorena.
Oh,
Now
well,
got spoiled for you.
I so don't freaking care. If I do go see this, I'm probably gonna be really cheap. Either use loyalty points or go during.
To be fair,
matinee.
it's been 13 years. So
The best
it's
thing in
okay
the
that
movie
we
is
spoiled
Giovanni
it.
Ribisi because he's good in everything. Okay, like
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Is what's her name gonna be in it too?
Zoe
Sigourney Weaver or Zoe.
Yes,
Zoe?
Sigourney.
Oh,
Sigourney's in it, but
Saldana?
I heard she's playing a different character.
Oh, okay.
the first one as well. She was his love interest.
My guess is
happened.
looking at some of the younger kids that are in there. She's probably voicing one of them.
She brought
okay.
Sam Worthington over to the Avatar. Well, I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah, we say for the watch party, but
I
we'll see. Like I said, either I'll see it during the cheap time, or I'll just
This
use,
is accurate. But that no Catman, but that sounds like a show. This week on Space Catman,
Oh my god.
he battles Octopus Man. Yeah. We got Incognito flying in with another super chat here to get back into the super chats.
Anita, you want to take that one?
Sure, Incognito for 5. Thank you. Says, unlike Tom, I don't do voices, but I will let your imagination wander.
Ooh, well,
Sounds good.
The most I can
Sounds
promise
good
is,
to me.
yeah, you can wonder all you want. It's a small wonder, though. So.
Oh, hey, yo. Shots
Self-depreciating humor. It works.
Aww.
let's see. This one's for you.
Yes, Jack White for another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jack White. We certainly do appreciate it. Bosch Legacy is a continuation of the original Bosch series that ran 7 seasons. Spoiler, Bosch quits being a detective at the end of the 7th season.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, now I don't need to watch it.
Yeah. I feel like that was okay.
Let's see. Incognito for $5. Thank you so very much, my dear. Actually, it's either silence or inspirational quotes with a bad impersonation of Gilbert Godfrey.
You're doing a great job.
R.I.P. Gilbert Godfrey. Dang,
rest
I
in
missed,
peace.
dude.
I love the way your ass looks in the moonlight.
That's good, Tom. That's good.
Affleck.
And that's my favorite.
Oh my god. And then Adam Wolford. Is it my turn?
Yes,
Is that
that's
my
your
turn?
turn,
Okay. Adam Wolford, thank you for the $10. Says speaking about Florida Man, here's one for you. 12 years, or is it years? Was Token, but FI Man.
Florida.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Florida Man gave chase, caught up to the vet after 8 blocks running. The through driver in a pond with gators brought the girl back home.
What?
Wow.
My question is, what county?
That
Which
Lorraine
county?
knows all about the crazy
I'm gonna
counties.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. Shoot.
Great.
Thank you, Adam, for that super chat.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God. People are like, Al Pacino, cocaine. Oh my God.
Scarface. Oh
I
man.
don't even understand what just happened in that super chat, but now I want to see the movie. Did the girl live? That's my question.
Ariel Kodo for a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Ariel. We so do appreciate it. I think I found the airing dates for the upcoming sequels. Avatar 2, 2022. Avatar 3, 2035. Avatar 4, 2048. And Avatar 5, 2061.
You really think he's gonna live that long?
I did see that whole thing that they had
the
released the
meme?
dates for it. I don't think he's gonna live that long.
That's what I just said. You really think Cameron's gonna live that long?
I don't think I'm gonna live that long.
I think he's like, let's see if they'll keep paying me. Yeah,
I'll be lucky to make it through the end of the week, but yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
I don't know.
they're supposed to be out every 2 years, and they're supposedly shooting the next one now. I have no idea though. We got another one from Incognito. He's just firing them in here tonight.
Let's see. Is that me?
Yeah.
I think it's right?
Yeah. Your turn.
Sure. Incognito for another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Incognito. We so appreciate your generosity tonight. South Park literally did a parody of Avatar.
Yes, they did.
What is called Dances with Smurf.
That's where I got it from. Oh God, Nina, you have to see it. It's
Man, I gotta start watching South Park again. I just finally watched their COVID episode.
And I think we got this one. So.
Yeah,
the COVID episodes were not nearly as good as this last season. Oh
I
my
gotta
God.
start watching.
You could
again.
tell like
so much to catch up on.
They were like limited on what they could do in those, or they just were saving their better shit for the show because oh my God, this last season compared to those COVID specials was leaps and bounds above.
I didn't like the COVID.
I really gotta watch it, but it's like I gotta figure out where.
Did you see the new season though, Lorena? Like
Which
the
one?
Token episode and the
No, I missed that one because I had to go back
them.
and watch watch the rest of the season.
I don't want to give too much away.
There's
but
too
like,
much I've missed, but I have to catch
Let me
up.
put it to you this way. The first episode was fucking hilarious because part of it gets set off because Stan thinks he's racist because he finally realized that Token's name was Tolkein and not Token, Token.
Oh my God.
And it's only been how many years?
That's what I'm saying. It sets
hang on,
everything in
Tom.
motion. I don't want to give too much away because it is one of the most hilarious fucking South Park episodes.
I can't wait.
Wait, hang on,
ever.
Tom. I have a question about this because what season are they on now?
23, 4, 5, somewhere in there.
Okay. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird because like I said, I stopped watching South Park a long time ago. What season was the
25,
one?
I think.
Okay, so 25. So if I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but what season is it where because this is basically the last thing I remember watching was when I think it's either when Chef died or the one where they like I don't it had when Timmy and the other guy, the other retarded kid, I forget what his name is.
Cripple
Cripple Fight?
No, the one where they went to like the Bloods and Cribs neighborhood.
Oh yeah, that's Cripple Fight.
Is that what it is?
Cripple Fight, yeah.
Cripple Fight. I remember
think
that.
that's
That was it.
season somewhere between season 12 and 15.
Okay, so see, I have
believe.
so
But here's
much
the
to
problem
catch up
with
on.
me in those is like they already not since like the first couple seasons have they done like full 20 some episode seasons. They've all been shortened and they got shorter and shorter and shorter. And then the way they split them up is they'll do like 2 sections in the same year, but their season is part of the last year and part of the first part of the year, and then part of the last year and then part of the first. So like, even though I remember them by the year they were showing on television, I have to actually go and look, but I think you're talking like somewhere in that 15 or 16 season range. I'd have to look.
So I have like 10 or like 15 seasons to
yeah,
catch
but
up.
like
That's a
you're
lot of
literally
fucking
not really, because that's what I was saying is you're like looking at somewhere between like 8 episodes a season, basically.
Oh, okay. So it's not that.
Yeah, because they got to a point where they were literally doing like half seasons.
Sure.
And then they'd
Okay.
split that up, is what I was trying to say. Sorry. But like, so you get like 4 chunks of 4 or 5 episodes, and then like another chunk of 4 or 5 episodes. That's how they do them.
All right. Yeah, I gotta do it because it seems like it's like the best thing out there right now. Anyways, they're like still based and like, you know, they're not woke. So
oh yeah,
I gotta go back to
especially
South
the
Park.
one with the
But that's the
Skittle
season. That's the
Nation's
time they hit like
weightlifter.
their second stride there. Yeah. Sorry. What were you
Yeah.
saying?
What Lorena said.
the
I
one
want to
with
see
the
that.
one with the Skittles Nation weightlifter.
Yeah. And like the trans. Yeah.
Yeah, that was last
And then
season.
I want to see the pedo one too, because they made fun of the pedo one and like how that one guy's like, we just want to be included. We just like kids. And then like Kyle's like, dude, you fuck kids.
Oh, that's the Nambla one. That's a really old one. That one's way back.
I want to
in-
see
Yeah.
that. I want to see that. I
That's like
haven't seen
season
it.
6 or 7. That's way older. Yeah.
Really? I haven't seen it.
Who did we stop on?
You.
Incognito, I think you.
Okay, Incognito for $5. Thank you. Speaking of the Titanic, did you know the Titanic sunk on May 5th and was full of mayonnaise? Why do you think it's called Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, hey.
Oh wow, I'm way off. Triple Fight was clear back in season 5.
Wow.
Was it? Wow. See, I
Yeah.
don't even remember that.
I
feel
remember
like I
that.
Yeah,
have
the
to go back
movie
and
came out in the
hilarious.
middle of season 3.
It's been a long
The
ass
movie's
time.
classic. You have to watch it if you have not.
No,
And
I've
that's
seen the
kind of
movie like
the-
a million times because I remember it was a movie that I went to.
Well, that's kind of
in
the point where
theater.
they quit making the long seasons, I think. So like once you get past the movies when they only did the chunks of smaller episodes. So
Mhm.
Especially the Blame Canada song. Like that was my anthem for like so long.
Canada.
So good. Is it my turn? Okay. Oh no, we watched that one. Or we
There you
read that
go.
one. Thank you. Jack White for $5 says, my understanding the reason that the Titanic sank is
Mhm.
because the metal it was made out of sunk.
It's one of
didn't
the
Yeah.
help that they hit a fucking iceberg. But,
One of
yeah.
the reasons.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
one of
the
the
reasons.
contributing factors, and there's a
Yeah.
There
lot
are more.
on this.
Yeah, it's lots of factors.
There are
Absolutely.
definitely more, but let's just say that I'm telling you, the conspiracy theories get really into the nitty gritty, but it's just let's just say it was sabotaged in more ways than one. That's why it sank the way it did.
Yeah, we got a couple more left here, and then we're all wrapped
Mhm.
up. It looks
All
like
right.
we got our buddy Actioncom who does all the
Hey.
he does the timestamps for us. He's awesome. for that.
Right. Nice.
Actioncom for a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, and thanks for doing those timestamps for us, Actioncom. What do you think about the woman guard and prisoner who just got caught? How would you write that movie? Who on this panel likes the bad boys?
I saw
I
a
like
bit of
that
that. I
one.
don't know all the
Hmm.
entire story, but it appears that this one prisoner who escaped, they don't know how he got out for like a while, and then they realized he had they probably knew that he had to have some help from the inside, but it turns out, yeah, this cop and him had run off.
I didn't. I've
this
never
guard.
heard
I
about
mean,
this.
sorry, not the cop. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, this was just taking over the news earlier today. I saw something about it.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
So, which
heard
one
about
of you
this.
ladies thinks is into the bad boys?
I used to be when
Thinks
I
you
was
can change them,
when I
make
was
them
a
better?
Wait, are we talking about the
You can
movie or are
fix
we talking
him.
about actual bad boys?
No, just actual bad boys. I think. Actually,
Yeah, I used to be when I was a teenager. I really liked the bad boys. Not anymore.
It depends on how much they're willing to tell me I'm right.
Ooh,
A case by case basis.
case by case basis. That's a good answer.
I like that answer.
There you go.
Let's
Nicholas Horton is
see.
next.
Nicholas Horton for £5 of the Queen's money. Thank you so very much. Tom, good news. The kids' Netflix Masters of the Universe has been renewed for a 3rd season. The bad news, rumors that Revelation has also been renewed.
I don't know why they would do the latter. I'm
no.
kind of surprised with the first because I've seen the toys on clearance.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the first because they were saying Netflix is cutting animation budget, and I know it was really badly received, so I figured they was going to get the axe.
I don't know who actually produces the animation side of this for Netflix, though. So that's a good question as well.
But they're chopping heads over there, so.
But also, I've been hearing rumors, aside from the fact that we're not too long from when supposedly the rights will change over a little bit when it comes to Motu. I've been hearing rumors that Mattel might be up for sale.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that might change some things a little bit too. But yeah, I heard about that. Good for them. Glad they get another season. I'm not going to watch either. So
I'm not watching Revelation.
Yeah,
Hell no.
I never watched it to begin with.
That was bad enough.
I'll go watch the original Filmation or the 2000 series. I don't need
the
that.
2000.
And no more clitoris uniforms.
You got that right.
I wasn't prepared to hear the word clitoris right now for some reason. But yeah, I mean, I'll watch the 2000 version over this. Fuck this. And then Jack White for 10. Thank you so much. Says you should still watch Bosch, especially if you like the movie Lincoln Lawyer, because in the Lincoln Lawyer and Bosch novels are written by the same guy. I did really like. He
really wants you to watch Bosch.
I might give it a try, dude, because I might be in shopping for a new detective.
There you go.
Police situation.
He really does.
Yeah.
Adam Wolford is next. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. Adam Wolford for a $5 super chat. The real reason Titanic went down, it was Godzilla.
And that's the show, folks. We got to go. Good night. We can't have that secret getting out. Sorry. That's a top secret government information. Speaking of top secret government information, Ezra Miller's in the news again.
Yeah, this time he didn't beat somebody up.
Oh, he just did something nasty to him, though, from what I heard. But now what's going on? What's happening?
Well, because he beat people up, there's talks that they really want to replace him. And
yeah, we've been hearing rumors to this effect.
Yeah, so this is the rumor. This is the latest rumor that that this dude from Maze Runner is being considered to replace the Flash, like Ezra Miller's Flash.
Emphasis on rumor.
Rumor. That's right. Rumor. It's rumor mill. Well, I mean, I really like this guy because I really like the Maze Runner movies. I'm a fan. I like him. I think he's a good actor. My vote would still be Grant Gustin from the actual CW Flash. I think he's a great Flash. It would be great as this, but this guy's awesome. So I'm down. That's my take.
Yeah, I think he's cute.
He is cute. He's really cute. Have you seen Maze Runner?
I have. I think I saw the first 2 films.
Okay.
So yeah, and I liked it. So
you got to close it out. You got to watch the third one.
I have to watch the third one.
What about you, Lorena? Did you watch Maze Runner?
I did not watch that.
You might like it. It's pretty good. I like it.
I remember seeing the adverts for it, so it looked pretty interesting.
The first one is great. Like
Yeah.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
Second one's okay. Third one's okay. Like because they're like the sequels, you know.
Yeah.
But it closes out the story. It has a pretty good ending. Like it finishes pretty well. Not like really crappy or anything. And it was well done. I liked it.
Oh,
I liked
it. Okay.
Was
But I've
this
never
the kid
watched
that
The
was on
Flash,
T-Mobile?
so
You don't have
the
to watch it,
characters, in it, right, Nina? He was one of the characters in the movie.
What, this guy? This guy's the main character in the does
I don't recognize him.
He's
Ezra
older
Miller
now.
or Dylan?
Oh
No, Dylan O'Brien.
He looks different. He does look different. Because they were just kids, practically, like young
In the first one. By the third movie, he looks like this.
Okay.
But they grew up. But in the first one, he's much, much younger.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was also in Teen Wolf as well, I guess.
Oh yeah, he was in the Teen Wolf as well. I never watched Teen Wolf, but I really like him.
No, and we've been hearing these rumors circulating for a while, and honestly, I have no idea who they're going to pick. I think what's more interesting is the fact that there's these rumors going around because, look, this movie was pushed back almost over in a year because it's not coming out now till like next summer, right? Last I knew.
Yeah.
And that is more than enough time. That's why I find these casting or recasting rumors kind of funny or interesting, is because there's enough time to replace him in the movie, period.
I mean, I feel the same way about Amber Turd. I mean, get her the
she's less of a problem.
Aquaman.
That's what I've heard. She's in it, but she's not in it to the nearly like it's not this kind of a problem. But they may have to Back to the Future this thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but for those who don't know, Eric Stoltz was originally cast as Michael J. Fox, and over 80% of the movie was filmed with Eric Stoltz. And because of a deal that Spielberg and Zemeckis and the studio had made together, because they couldn't get Michael J. Fox originally because of his contract for Family Ties, that if so many weeks into the production, if this wasn't working out with Stoltz, they would let them recast. And it just so happened that, Michael J. Fox has had a little bit of opening in his schedule, but he was shooting both the show and the movie at the same time, but they ended up reshooting all of Marty's scenes. So a good portion of what you see in the film is reshot stuff outside of scenes where Marty is not in the scene or he's off camera.
Wow, that's really interesting. I mean, I had heard that before, but like it would be really interesting if they do that with this.
It's plausible. Like it is very there's enough time, but if they got it, they're going to do it. They got to do it now.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's
they
what
should.
I'm saying. Yeah,
they get it done, man. Because this guy sucks. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen next week? Ezra Miller's gonna kill somebody at this point, and then we're gonna be like, what's going on?
Kind of got a self-destructive streak in him, and I have a feeling he might do something like that. And it's really scary just to even watch this.
Yeah, he needs some serious help.
He really does. He really does. I'm telling you, he played himself in that very first movie where, he was. I think it's to something about Wallflower. It was with Emma Watson.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's right. And I really liked that movie at the time, and I really liked Ezra Miller at the time because I thought, he's cute. He's acted really well in that movie. I really loved that movie. Great soundtrack. That movie. My goodness, it was like one of those like hidden gems. But he played himself. Like years later, I was like, wow, this guy played a psycho and, who was in like a freaking mental institution. And he literally played himself as the character. Like that was the entire story, was how he was like, had identity disorders. And he was like in the, in the hospital and like all this stuff like that. And I'm like, this is Ezra Miller. So hopefully this is Ezra Miller's life story.
Hopefully they wrap this up, because this Ezra Miller stuff is getting old fast.
Well, not only that, it's gone to another level now. We've got people who are doing like abuse allegations against him, not just physical abuse, but of the sexual kind.
Wait, really? I haven't heard that. Is that new?
Last couple weeks.
I had not heard that. The last time I heard, he threw a chair at someone.
No, there was one of his exes that come out and was accusing him of some things, and then I guess that one of the individuals that was involved in the whole chair incident, I guess, also spoke out. I think that's the one that Fat Steven had been covering pretty heavily. So yeah, this is really coming to a head. And I said before, I think Warner quit, and Warner and the rest of Hollywood quit protecting him. And I think at that moment they kind of knew they had to do something. So I feel like we're getting these rumors. I could be wrong, but I feel like we're getting a lot of these rumors between this kid, and there was a couple other rumors that came out about a couple other people that they had been supposedly talking about or thinking about, even though the one outlet was claiming, oh no, there's no truth to those rumors. I'm like, bullshit. It's in the Rolling Stone and all these other places. That shit's real. Like, I've been hearing it for a while now. This kid's poison. I mean, he needs some help. They need to get him out of Hollywood, get him into a fucking rehab center, get him into a fucking mental institution or a doctor, get him figured out.
I was curious about what you're saying. and I put like, Ezra Miller, Me Too. And like the first thing that came up was like in 2018, how he came out about how he was abused by some directors in Hollywood and stuff like that. And he has like Me Too stories. So I mean, this kid just seems like he's really messed up.
He needs some freaking help, because I mean, I don't even really care about the Flash, but it's kind of like, ugh, this is not good.
Ooh.
Not good at all.
Intervention time.
Very.
Well, yeah.
Maybe these accusations are all coming from the same place, the Mia Solange. But yeah, either way, they're like, the headlines are starting to get more frequent about it, so people are starting to pick up on it. It's not looking good for the kid. Them, I'm sorry, did I misgender them? Them is nuts.
Stop it.
Right. I think that is everything for this evening.
I think so. Great show.
Yes.
Oh wait, did we get these last super chats? No. Did we?
Yeah, no, I don't think we did. I think we had
No,
a
we
couple
didn't.
chats that came in during the
Oh, sorry, they just snuck in.
while we were talking about that last subject.
Snuck in incognito for $5. Thank you. So I heard you ladies, and maybe Tom, that's none of my business, like bad boys. Lucky for you, I'm bad at everything.
I like Incognito. He's funny.
Coming with some good ones. Up here's a
Oh, hey, Hillis.
hello, Hillis.
You missed
The whole show will start over just for you.
You.
But thank you for being here, Hillis, and thank you for the support. And we got this one already. So then we got another one from Incognito.
Yeah, for $2 says, have you guys heard of Bosch? I think we just talked about it. So yeah.
He's being funny. Yeah.
We have now.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Thanks
And
for
then
that.
we got Sonic times 2. Sonic times 2 is next.
Yeah, for chat, Sonic times 2, Sonic times 2. Hail Toxic Gems. Long time. Miss y'all. Tom, what's wrong with Halloween 4? It's a good sequel.
Oh, he's starting
Here
shit.
we go.
He's starting shit.
I just don't think it's that great. I don't see why people think it's so amazing. It's a mediocre sequel at best.
Can I just really quickly say, because Sonic X2 is here, I finally watched the Sonic movies, the first and the second one, and it was really good.
I haven't seen the second one yet, but
second one's good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was really entertaining. I was thoroughly entertained.
But no, I like it all right. As far as the sequels, it's decent. I guess the best thing I can say about it is it's better than Halloween 5 and 6. That's about it.
Goodness.
I don't know. I don't know why people take it so personally when I don't like something.
I don't think he's taking it personally. I think he's trying to start shit at the end of this stream, so we don't end it. That's what's going on.
If he's not taking it personally, I'm sorry for assuming that. Maybe he just wants a reason why.
No, I think he's trolling you. That's what
he could be trolling me. I don't want to assume though.
Well, Jesus Davia for $10 has a thumbs up emoji and a wink emoji. Thank you so very much for that. Appreciate it.
I always love your avatar because Spider-Man rules.
Isn't it so cool?
I love it. It's Spider-Man with a freaking cowboy hat. That's amazing.
That's some cool cosplay right there.
All right. So if you want to head on over to that, get the info. Polly and Mr. Tickletrunk have been sharing it all night. You can go watch some Street Fighter with the guys over there at Midnight's Edge Espanol. Maybe I'll try to hop in for a little bit. But I tell you, I've had a long fucking day. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the ladies. Let's go around and find out what the ladies are up to after we get this last super chat from Mix Tickletrunk.
Oh my God. Stop it, Mr. Tickletrunk.
Lovely streams.
I'm not calling you MX. Stop it. Stop it.
It's Mix.
No.
It's Mix.
Thank
what you got coming up?
Yeah, well, you guys can always find me on Positive Fandom on YouTube or on Twitch. And of course, you can always find me here on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern with the ladies and with you, Tom, of course. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, sometimes you can find me on the 1/6 Scale Man Network on either Say What or Uncivilized Scoundrels. Lorena and I also do our show, Toxic Male Appreciation. The next person that we will feature is going to be Superman himself. So definitely check that one out on Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me at 12 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time on Midnight's Edge in the morning with you, Tom, and Andre, and whatever wonderful guests that we have on as well.
That's just a rumor.
And on Fridays or Saturdays, you can find me on the PG As, the Post Geek Singularity, with Robert Meyer Burnett for Midnight Musings. And on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch me on Positive Fandom's Sunday Brunch Parlay, where we talk all the fandom. Just have a good time, guys. Please do check it out, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
Hardworking lady.
And then Valiant Renegade send us $10 to say happy Monday,
Thank
y'all.
you,
Working
Valiant.
on a bit, but had to swing by. Been listening. Aw, thanks, Valiant.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
here,
my
Valiant.
dear. Yes.
And
thank you.
Nina, what you got going on?
You guys can find me on my channel, Nina Infinity and Nina7 Infinity on Twitter, where I usually announce where I'll be on Twitter, whatever live stream I'm doing. Tomorrow specifically, I'll be on the Real BBC on As Heel versus Babyface channel. And then Wednesday, I'm on my own channel for Breaking the Narrative, and I'll be interviewing, I believe it's Legal Mindset. So Andrew from Legal Mindset will be on the channel. We'll probably be talking a lot about Amber Heard, the trial and stuff like that, and whatever else is going on in the news in Cloud World. So come and check us out. Have a good night, everybody. Lovely show.
And I will not forget you this time. Last but definitely not least, the lovely Lorena Creole. What you got coming up?
Well, let's see. Tomorrow night, if all goes well, I have a video uploaded where I get to ride the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster at Epcot. There are annual pass holder previews. I scored one, so I will be there tomorrow afternoon, uploading a video giving you my review of the attraction and all of that, including some video of the queue and pre-show. Remember, they shot that specifically for the ride, of course, directed by James Gunn. So please hang out for that. Let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, of course, I already said that. Thursday, 5 p.m. on my Twitch channel, Toxic Male Appreciation. We are going to be appreciating Henry Cavill. So please do come and check that out.
You said come.
I did.
Hey-o.
The Lunch Table Show is on hiatus for the summer, so kind of taking the summer off from that. Saturday, of course, the theme park stream, going to be streaming live from Gatorland. It is officially Gator Palooza, so we're going to be hanging out at this local Orlando theme park. And Sunday, you get a double dose. The recorded video that we did, Toxic Male Appreciation of Alexander Skarsgård of the Northman, will premiere on my channel at 1 p.m. Eastern. You do not want to miss that.
Ooh.
And of course, welcome to Florida, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come for the crazy ass shows. We just have a blast.
Lorena, just out of curiosity, are you going to MegaCon?
Haven't made a decision yet if I'm going to MegaCon or not.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Haven't decided. Oh, before I forget, because speaking, I don't know why, I'm sorry I forgot this. Dark Council, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I do believe it is going to be on El Presidente's channel. So watch my Twitter. I'll let you know for sure. And thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you guys being here, supporting us. Thank you so very much.
Hillis Mallory sends in another 2. Says, good show, I think. I didn't see most of it. Well, we have the rewind button, so.
Oh, thank you.
Actioncom. Oh my God.
And Actioncom has one final question for the panel. Have you heard of Bosch?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, yes, I have.
Yeah. Yes.
I haven't. Please tell me
Yes,
all
I
about
have.
it. Send in 5 more super chats about
Several
what the whole
times.
show's about, please. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, kids. I love you so much. Take care of yourselves and
Good
each
night,
other.
everybody.
Thank you so much to the ladies for such an awesome show, as usual. Take care of yourselves. Check out these ladies on their YouTube channels, respectively, and their Twitch channels and Twitters and all that good social media stuffs. Good night.